Hello everyone, welcome back to another week of Die Party Fulcrum, a Mutants and Masterminds system where we all play characters with randomly generated powers out of a table. Oh,
Random.
This is super sleep deprived and not with it.
Yeah.
I mean, the randomness is behind us. From here on out, we forge forward our own destiny.
It's worth pointing out it's worth pointing out
Says
every
the
time
GM. Fucking hell.
because
From this day forward, I forge your own destiny.
I mean, it's worth pointing out every episode because of the fact that someone might come in and go like, "Why didn't you pick a better power?" I was like,
Yo, why didn't you pick up super laser eyes?
Yeah,
Why
exactly.
did you pick a good power?
Yeah.
Cyclops is the only good X-Men, and you should be emulating his powers, okay?
Yeah, but he's such a spongy twat.
Oh, he's such a look, Jean Grey can
My glasses.
I mean, that's okay. Fair enough. He will murder people if he doesn't have those.
No, I know, but
Are you Johnny Two Hats right now?
Are we having a hat stacking contest?
Someone was like, "That's a cool hat," and I'm like,
oh
"Alright."
god. Okay, you just challenged Peachy to a hat off.
I've
You
only
two.
got two to hand right now.
I mean, I can turn into a cat. That's my.
Where's your other hat? Where's your big fluffy hat?
And
Where's
then,
the better hat?
There is a better hat.
and then I have
Uh,
this Twitch beanie. Which you can't really see anymore. But, yeah.
I have a spider on my head. You're
Is this
arguing.
Team Fortress? It feels like we're playing Team Fortress.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm
let me go around and introduce everyone who's playing today, so that you can understand that there are human beings in this game rather than stupid people.
Now, there's a Venn diagram that mostly includes stupid people in human beings.
I'm very hot right now.
First up,
Wait 2 seconds, actually, because I don't. Did anybody do a tweet?
I did.
No.
There's been some tweeting.
I just haven't been. You haven't tagged anybody in them.
And I'm not good
There
at
wasn't
tagging
room to
people.
tag
That
them.
wasn't part of what you asked for.
Exactly.
What you want from me?
Maybe Peachy did a
I
better
can
tweet.
either make a witty tweet or I can tag people in it. Jeez.
One or the other. Okay.
sweet. First up, we have Fuzzy Freaks. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I was very drunk earlier, and now I'm drinking coffee, and I'm awake apparently. So yeah. Hi.
Excellent. Speaking about being always constantly drunk, let's go over to Peachy Pixel. How you doing, sir?
Who doesn't even drink?
I am high on life. Don't you just hate those people? I'm high on life. Fuck off. Take some drugs. Get out of my phone. I'm Peachy Pixelate.
Speaking about
That's an introduction.
Speaking about being high on drugs constantly, I can only assume so because of that hair, Mr. Nightmare.
Hello, everyone. I cannot confirm nor deny if I'm high on drugs. I'm Nightmare, and as for those just listening to the audio, imagine if you see a sea anemone on top of someone's head. That is my hair.
Speaking about a sea anemone on top of someone's hair, let's go over to Kelsa, who currently has a organism sitting on top of her head.
It's an octopus.
I can't tell.
It's an octopi.
It's adorable.
It's a cephalopod, motherfuckers.
Yes, it is in fact.
It's a cephalopod.
Yeah.
God.
Hi. Yeah, I'm Kelsa. I knit octopuses in addition to.
Do you know what? I used to crochet octopuses.
It's like that, except knitting. I'm really bad at crochet.
How is that trait you have in common? That's the weirdest shit I've ever heard in my life.
I'd like to
Yeah,
point out that it's not even a
got
trait we have in common.
Eight-legged creatures on our heads.
Because she shot that down. It's like, yeah, it's like crocheting, only it's knitting.
No.
Crochets get the same way. Actually, it's not knitting, it's crochet.
No, it's true. It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's
It
a,
is.
it's a
And everybody gets them mixed up. Oh, did you crochet that? Oh, I fucking knitted it. Or vice versa.
yeah. No, you gotta stand up for your
Yeah.
rights.
Plus, if you crochet, your nickname is Hooker. It's like I'm a hooker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on. My name is Dave. I'm officially the guy that accidentally ordered like a 60-centimeter pizza last night. So now I have to deal with that shit. So go me.
It seems like a pretty easy problem to deal with.
That's a lot of pizza, dude.
I mean,
That's diameter, not fucking.
Really?
I don't know.
That is like a pizza that is almost the size of a queen bed.
So, like, this big then?
How do they even
Around.
deliver that
Yeah.
into a building?
He had to
truck.
call me. He was like, "Yo, I got your stupid pizza," and I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "It's a fucking humongous pizza, dude." And I'm like, I walk outside. I'm just like, "What did I order?" Anyway, last but not least, we have Mr. Dr. Father Wreckage.
Yeah, I didn't go to 4 years of pretend medical school to be called Mr. Dr. Wreckage.
Mr. Dr. Father Wreckage.
Yeah, exactly. Hello, children. How are you? I am Dr. Wreckage.
That's a pedo, not a priest. Same thing.
I mean, Uncle Touchy's naked puzzle basement, right? So, I'm Dr. Wreckage. I role playing a tabletop RPG and stuff. Let's get right into it. I'll pimp myself after the show because I'll do such a good job. You'll want to know more about me.
Well, that's the hope.
Last week, following a night of sex with a mutant, Aubrey met the leaders of the mutant commune. She saw the inner workings of their community inside the Canada Mart for the city.
The city. I keep forgetting that every time.
In exchange for getting her across the quarantine,
Aubrey's a guy.
the checkpoint, right? In exchange for getting him across the checkpoint, Aubrey agreed to bring them medical supplies, so you all stood in a medical supply line.
Yeah, thanks for that.
The you guys had some fun queuing. Our British players were super excited, and I think somewhat disappointed when the queuing turned into interesting combat.
Not gonna lie, you kind of nailed it there.
Dirk Pecksmeat
So
spent a hero point to stuff 15 boxes of medical supplies into his infinite inventory, which is his special power, and then bolted, while Sydney Joshua, played by Dave, and the Spartan Aaron Wright, played by Nightmare, got into a ill-advised fight with some sort of mouthy, annoying jackass who wasn't good at one-liners but kept trying to be. He stole the majority of the medical supplies and killed the majority of the floppies that were on site.
God damn it.
And then, when reinforcements started to arrive and the villain had made good his escape, Sydney Joshua had elected to stay behind and attempt to help those who had been wounded or knocked unconscious. And unfortunately, in the process, was held up at gunpoint and arrested, to which he offered no resistance. So, Dirk Pecksmeat, Tiffany Jones, and Aubrey, you meet up at the rendezvous point, which is the access to the sewers where you are going to drop off your medical supplies. The manhole cover is still displaced. What do you guys do?
I'll call down there. Did I write his name down on my character sheet?
It was
Maybe.
like Vincent or something,
Guy.
wasn't it?
The leader's name is Kent.
Ah, it's
Kent, yes, thank you.
Not even close to Vincent.
You
Well,
still
I
down
mean,
there.
it sounds dumb, so we're almost there.
Whoa. Ouch.
Man.
That's uncalled for. Yeah.
We got some supplies for you.
All right. Just toss them down. We're ready.
Throw him in my poop chute.
Do you mind, can you give me a piece of paper while you're at it?
Okay, so I pull out a notepad that each leaf is covered in a different My Little Pony.
My Little Pony notepad.
So you have like a total of like what is it, like 12 pages in there?
Don't forget the fanfic My Little Pony. That's at the back.
Was I with you guys at this point? I don't remember.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, so this is after all of the chaos. You guys' rendezvous point was the drop point. So
Right.
you had run off when Dirk Pecksmeat ran off, so you never even separated from him.
Right. Cool.
So you guys both make it to this manhole cover at the exact same time. Also, literacy is magic, and you are handed a My Little Pony notepad.
Yeah.
Literacy is magic.
So while I asked Dirk to hand them down the supplies, I take the notepad and I write a quick little note that says, I'm good to my word, Kent, and if you need my help again, this is my number.
Okay,
And
so
if this number happens to make it to, character sheet.
Elizabeth? No. Elizabeth
No.
was
Hannah.
the lady.
Hannah.
One, yeah.
If this number also happens to make it to Hannah, I would not complain.
all right.
As
So
she's writing that, I just checked down 15
Maybe
medical supplies. I just barrel them out of my pocket.
So you just start. These boxes are about exactly the size of the manhole cover as a square, right? So you have to sort of like carefully like slot them in and drop. And
I'm not being careful.
Well, then they won't go in. They just sort of pile up over the hole. Like, where did the sun go?
They won't fit.
Oh, come here. Right,
How-
hang on, right, move this out the way. Okay, here we go. Right, one. There we go. And that one. There we go. Oh, and can you pass me? Thank you. There we go. And I'll just like start methodically slotting them down the hole.
So-
I walk away so I don't have to do any more manual labor.
So by the sixth one, you get a like, whoa, how many? How did you get so many? And then they keep going and going.
We're quite resourceful.
Yeah, like after he's like, "How did we get so many?" That's where like I include I put the note on the top of the next box that goes down.
Well, hold on a second. You didn't do anything untoward, did you?
Listen, there's a bit of a kerfluffle. We made out with what we could. Someone else stole the rest.
We robbed them while explosions happened. Big smile on my face. Incredibly chuffed with myself.
We weren't responsible for the explosions. We were leaving by that point.
Well, I'm glad you got out of there in one piece.
Where are the other two, by the way?
Well, so they're down there, all of them. Kent's calling up from in the manhole cover.
No. I meant I was saying where are the other two, as in where's
Yeah.
Well,
the idiots who stayed behind.
speak of the devil, Aaron Wright, the Spartan, bloodied, transformed back to normal, which goes a long way to reducing the severity of your gut wound, since it's now like a third as big as it used to be on your hulking body. You make it back.
Alright. So I'm at the fire station. Like,
The manhole cover.
Oh, have I gone back to the manhole cover?
I like to
that's-
think that the
that's
Spartan just went to the wrong.
That's fine.
I went to the fire station. Like, oh, no one's here. I made a mistake.
Tell you where we were meeting up.
The importantly, Aaron, you saw Sydney making no attempt to resist arrest by the UNSSTF. As you make it back to the manhole cover with the others, just as Tiffany asks where you've been.
Where are the other? Oh,
There's both of them. Oh wait, now it's only one of them. That's weird.
oh well. All right. What happened to you?
I fell down some stairs. Sydney got arrested.
What?
Hello.
How did he let that happen?
There was a guy, he shocked me, and they took Sydney.
Riveting.
Bugger.
At this point, you've passed the last medical box through the manhole cover. And you hear
I get out my walkie-talkie, which has a range of, I don't know, like 30 feet or something. Hello, this is Grey Goose. Are you there, Red October?
Dirk, you get nothing but static.
He's dead!
I push your hand down.
No, he's not dead. The UNSTF took him.
Oh,
Well,
good
well,
as dead, right?
He didn't do anything wrong, did he?
No, he was trying to help them, but they didn't want to believe him.
Well, the floppies always are a bit,
Floppy.
Look,
Did he use any powers?
I mean, he got stabbed or shot or something. There was a weird thing on his body.
We'd all seen his powers before at some point, right?
Yeah, you know what he does. So the fact that he cauterized a wound basically is like, oh yeah, he used powers.
Got it.
do you think they're, anally probing him right now or something? I mean,
Gotta get him back.
Red October, clench.
Dirk, just, he can't hear you, Dirk.
Look, fucking, can you, look, get off the street. It's really important. Get down here, actually, while we talk.
Oh, it's a bit smelly down there, isn't it?
It's fine. Come on.
Oh,
I didn't bring spare shoes.
for everybody?
No, I didn't.
Do you have any wellies?
No.
Come on, I feel like you would have a limitless supply of, like, hotel slippers. You know what I mean? Like, that's like the one thing you would have a million things of, right?
I couldn't stay in a hotel. I've seen all those TV shows with the black lights.
No, you don't stay in the hotel, you steal from the hotel. That's the difference.
You sneak there at night, go to the maid car, and just like pocket all of the goods that they have.
Okay, so I get out these basically flip-flop type slippers.
You
And
have
for
more
you,
soap than you know what to do with.
for you. I give everyone these fake
They
flip-flops.
aren't exactly waterproof. Oh, whatever. I'll put them on afterwards.
I mean, it's better than nothing.
I liked these shoes.
It'll be
Reluctantly
covered.
climb down the ladder.
All right, you guys make it down there. Aubrey, you're the one who notices that Kent is there, but he's actually now the two that were accompanying him are different mutants.
Jerry and Terry.
Well, as a matter of fact, these two they're not immediately identifiable as mutants, but presumably being there with Kent, and it looks like they were sort of on watch with him. Presumably they're part of the group in some way, but there's nothing immediately visible that's wrong with them.
Okay.
One is a man and one is a woman.
I mentioned nothing.
All right. So, look, Sydney used some powers. The supply drop got hit. It doesn't matter who's at fault. He's going away. Anybody else they spot in a radius is going away of being suspected of being involved. Look, we thank you for the medical supplies, and we can walk you back to your.
No. We have to save him.
I mean, that's a lovely gesture, son, but it's the UNSSTF.
Yeah, but he's like our leader.
Down from these sewers that lead up into their facility, do you?
Oh, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, they've been systematically destroying the sewer system outward from the center of the city. Pretty soon, we won't be able to travel from one side of the city to the other.
That's a bit inconvenient. What?
That's
Wait, are they just trying to cause a cholera outbreak or something? They can't just destroy the sanitation of the city. That's insane.
Well, the plumbing still works, but
Yes, but
the tunnels are being destroyed.
yes, but these are sewers. They carry sewage. If they destroy the tunnels, then there'll be a cholera outbreak. Or other, do they not understand basic sanitation engineering? Honestly, these people.
As she says this, Dirk suddenly realizes that this is a sewer and what sewers do.
This is you could say this is a crappy situation.
Oh,
It is very bad, yes.
No one. All right.
Listen,
I mean, we have one of our friends missing. I'm trying to lighten the situation. Nothing. Oh, I'll just go over here now.
You hear
Norman.
Sydney
Serious
laughing
situation.
from a few
Not the
kilometers
time for
off in the
jokes.
distance.
What was your name? Big guy, the chest wound.
Oh, I'm Aaron. This is from the stairs.
Yeah, the stairs. How exactly was he arrested?
Well, a few of the soldiers got hit, and he was trying to patch them up, and the other soldiers came from the helicopters, just arrested him. They just said, "You're coming with us," and he didn't resist. He just went with them.
Now, when you were leaving, how many soldiers were there? And
More than this
They
many.
might still be there.
so,
More than fingers.
this many.
I'm still a little dizzy. You know,
Yeah,
stairs.
yeah, stairs.
Was it really stairs?
I mean, not so much stairs as in like
The building
Let's say
materials that get made out of
Wire?
those.
wire and electricity.
So somebody did this to you?
Yeah.
Sounds dangerous.
Dirk,
Hold on a
Dirk,
second.
Do you have a first aid kit somewhere about you?
I just like point to the multiple first aid kits lying around us.
Yes, but they're closed. Do you have any that are open already? These are not ours. These are for somebody else.
Let's say I gave them 14 then, and I just get another one out.
As a matter of fact, because of the way that health works in Mutants and Masterminds, Aaron's wound is you can dress it with gauze, but there's nothing severe that has to occur. He's actually.
I'm just going to sort of like go through them. But I don't know that, so I'm just going to sort of like put some antiseptic on it and just be like sort of like, okay, be brave. This is going to sting.
Yeah, the sewers is a great place to treat an open wound.
Didn't hurt.
You probably want to do, not want to be traipsing through sewers with an open wound though.
Did you say that you got electrocuted and the guy had like wires?
Or something like that. Like he did something, and I was stuck to the wall, and I tried to get off the wall, and then, well, that's what happened here. I didn't want to say I hurt myself.
Stop wiggling. Stop wiggling.
Did he have like a stupid bandana on his head with a skull on it?
Yeah. I mean, but I have that bandana. I don't think it's stupid.
Yeah,
I think it makes me look tough.
that guy's been causing trouble all over the city.
I don't like him very much.
He hit a med supply drop and got away with it, and you guys got caught in the crossfires.
I tried to stop him. But the stairs thing, wires.
Look, if that guy hit the supply drop, he probably killed most of the soldiers that were on site. Reinforcements showed up and arrested your friend. But that's probably not a full contingent. That's probably, the nearest soldiers. There's probably even more reinforcements en route. If you're going to try something before he gets into a larger group of... Well, if you're going to try something, the longer you wait, the more impossible it is. It's already impossible.
I like the odds.
Are we waiting around here then?
Oh well, I suppose
I
we
don't
should.
really want to do this, but I owe Sydney a lot.
Yes, he is our friend, and we should go and help him.
Plus, he also has the keys to the fire station.
That is a good point. Oh,
Like I said, I owe him a
the
lot.
dog will be really sad as well.
Stripe.
Miss, maybe you should stay behind. You don't want to get hurt.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I wouldn't make her angry. She's tougher than she looks.
You wouldn't like her. Are you not gonna help us?
Well, I mean, thank you for the medical supplies, but attacking the UNSSTF is... I mean, we're trying to avoid them. They'll arrest us on sight.
I understand.
So
We gotta do
no.
what we have to do.
Yes, that's
We're on our
that's
own.
fine.
Come on.
Okay, let's go then.
Look, as a
I slap him
gesture
back.
of goodwill, we won't help directly, but Anna here, she can do she can help indirectly, And he sort of nods over his shoulder to the woman that is with him presently. And she steps forward, and she's wearing a sort of cloak. And when she opens it up, instead of a normal human torso, she has a giant lidless eyeball, which is...
Ooh, I have a cloak like that.
It's not like a human eyeball either. It looks like a gem, sort of. It looks like a
insectile, multifaceted sort of thing.
Well, no, not like an insect that has multiple lids, but like it literally looks like if you walked up to an ancient statue that had gems for eyes, it looks like a gem that looks like an eye.
Right.
Carved to look like an eye with like the iris and everything. So that's in her chest instead of a chest. And
how does that even... Where do your lungs go?
I don't know.
Huh.
I still have to breathe.
Tastes like shit.
I can see things for you. I can help you track his movements so that you know where he is.
That would be marvelous. Thank you.
I don't know what powers you all have, but I'm more useful to you if you can get me on top of a building nearby. I know that the supply drop was only a few blocks away, so any rooftop nearby would be fine.
Do you think you can help her with that, Aaron?
Sure. Let's go.
I still love Aaron's description of stairs. Wires and electricity. Those are stairs to him now. That's his life.
So you enlist the help of Anna, and Kent begrudgingly helps you up onto the street level, and that's when we cut over to Sydney. Sydney, you have offered no resistance, correct?
Correct.
You are now in...
Unless they're beating me senseless or something like that.
Oh, yeah, you're straight shittered. No, I'm kidding. They have handcuffed you, but they don't use handcuffs. They now have these...
Cable ties?
They're like forearm big bracers that like crossbar to each other. They're like a big old whole thing.
Okay.
It's like having your arms bicycle locked. You know, like one of those like bicycle locks that's a bar.
Sure.
It's just over the top.
Is it out front, behind?
It's out front.
How
Is it like
heavy?
something you would handcuff Hellboy with?
It's like something you would handcuff Hellboy with, and it's super fucking heavy. So it's like weighing.
So
your
I can't
hands
even
down.
walk around like this. It's like I have to walk around with that. Like,
You have to walk around like literally with your arms almost being wrenched out of their sockets by the weight of this.
Okay, makes sense.
And they've handcuffed you with these forearm bracers. The helicopter is overhead, and the survivors are sort of recognizenting. And another squad of dudes along.
That's not a word.
You're right. Thank you. Another squad of.
Was that in character?
No. It's you know. Also, I just have to show you this badge I got because it's kind of it's relevant. For
Focus. I'm silently correcting your grammar. You're vocally correcting our grammar, actually.
You know, it's
Just trying to meet it with the same level of criticism. Anyway,
Animosity.
another squad has shown up, and they have with them one of the dog bots. One of the Mark IIIs loaded up with medical supplies on the sides, and they're sort of treating their unconscious friends who are waking up. Now, this is only like 5 dudes who have shown up. Like a squad is 5 dudes and a bot. That's a like patrol squad. So that's what's shown up, and the helicopter overhead is a separate issue entirely. But the leader of the squad, and you've heard all of this, Sydney, has shown up and has started arguing with the survivor from the passenger side of the car that arrested you. You know, like, who's your CO? And it's like, oh, my CO's dead. Well, you're in charge now. What's going on here?
Congratulations on your promotion, soldier.
We got hit.
Thank you,
all the
sir.
supplies got taken. Half of us are dead or dying. Arrested this guy. And it's like, why you arrested this guy? How'd you arrest him? Well, he just didn't resist. But, and they're starting to, like, pointing out your blood that is still, like, coagulated into a big thing of armor in front of you. It's like, he's clearly got...
What does that look like exactly? Can you elaborate a little bit more on what that actually looks like?
So, imagine if a 13-year-old drew a guy who's got, like, a full plate blood armor. Now, imagine that. And imagine that it exploded out of your wound and only filled up a certain amount of that.
So
like,
it's like
as if ice,
kind of like maybe up to my chest and like
as if the armor itself was filled in by color, but only so much, right? Like it was going to go finish the whole thing, but it only did the amount that got hit, right?
Okay.
That's what it looks like.
Does it actually look like armor, or is it just like sort of covering my body?
More like carapace. It sort of it contours the shape of your body with more angular features. And
okay. All right. I think I got an idea, because for some reason last time I was sort of expecting it as in like it just sort of like came out and it's like just whatever. So.
It was pretty. Like I said, it exploded like a pop can, froze straight out of your wound, and then sort of made a piece of armor as it did that.
Okay.
And so they're arguing, and he's like, "Well, we can't bring him in like this. We have to get the people to medical attention. We don't have the transportation facility."
Do I overhear them saying this?
Yeah, you overhear everything.
All right. So as I'm standing there, I'm just like, I won't cause any trouble.
A likely story, says the squad leader, who like turns away from the guy he's talking to. How do we know you're not responsible for all this?
Because I was helping and I haven't done anything to give you otherwise cause to believe that.
Yeah, except for our entire supply drop just got hit by somebody with powers, and you clearly have powers.
I hate to break it to you, but everyone in this city clearly has powers.
Yeah, As
And like maybe there's a MT patching him up, and I'm a guy up next to me or something like that, and I'm just like, you need to be a little more careful. Or something, just commenting on his sloppy work because he's rushing or something like that. I don't know.
Not only is he in trouble, but he's actively taking the piss out of the MTs on site.
They continue to argue about like what they're going to do, because they're sort of behind enemy lines with just a helicopter and like one squad, and then like easily 10 wounded, that they need to get out of there. And as they're arguing, the squad leader who came in with the dog bot suddenly goes to his helmet transceiver, he's sort of secret servicing. He's like, copy that. And he sort of waves the dog bot over, and the dog bot like sidewalks out of the street. And suddenly down the street, there are 3 big armored personnel carriers that are coming down the road. And they pull up next to you with a and the passenger door of the very first one opens up, and out steps someone that you recognize, Major Rob Marius.
This is the dog killer?
This is the dog killer.
Okay.
And he looks like the grizzled commander from fucking God, what's that movie?
Any army movie you've ever seen.
Avatar. Remember the evil guy who's like, I'm gonna fight these savages, and also I'm such a hard ass and really good.
That film had a story?
Yeah, that film. Well, no, it had Dances with Wolves story.
Well, wasn't it basically sort of Pocahontas?
Fern Gully.
So let's name all the things.
God, it actually is Fern Gully.
It is
Fern Gully, Dances with Wolves, Pocahontas, the same story they've told 10,000 times, only with really tall blue people, and the girls are kind of sexy.
But they have no boobs.
True.
Probably.
That's fine.
I mean, they have the right amount of boobs.
I mean, I'd bang an avatar.
I'd bang an avatar.
Don't you need the weird tentacle shit? I mean,
Yeah,
don't-
you
Yeah,
can
what-
hear-
That's the main reason.
I'm just
So
saying.
What's
he
even
he
going on
walks
with
out,
I
that?
he's-
have orifices.
You need to have
Do
the.
they have orifices though? I mean, is it not just like because they've got this weird it's I'm just imagining
Yeah,
basic
but it could like
make-
wrap around the
Look,
calf.
let
down
me
there.
let me
the
help
tentacle
you.
thing is just how they have super sex. They still have normal bits, but when you
Wait a minute! Don't
How
they
do you know?
jab their tentacles into the?
There is
pleasure
very
as well?
exhaustive information out there about this because people really want to know.
I
I'm
mean,
just gonna
people
let
really
this
want
go.
to fuck an avatar.
I'm just gonna let this
Um,
go.
Oh, okay, right, hang on. I need to Google this now. I need to Google this now.
Henley's out. Henley's
I'm
out.
done. I'm just sitting back now.
So, the villain from Avatar walks out of the front car.
He doesn't have any tentacles, right?
No, yet.
Oh
And
god, why did I turn safe search off?
they, every soldier salutes. Immediately. There are soldiers who are sitting there with their guts like being stitched in, and they're fucking on the ground saluting. And he's like,
At ease.
Jesus Christ, at ease. What the fuck? And he stomps his way over to the squad leader and says, report. And the squad leader gives a full report, casualties, wounded, and then he ends with one prisoner. And Major Rob Marius glares over at you. Looks for a few seconds, eyes you sort of up and down, sort of sitting there passively with your arms lock-barred. He turns back and he says, all right, soldier, we have to get you off the street. Get your wounded off the street. Prisoner's a bit of a problem. But lucky for you, we're already transporting. And so he motions at the middle car. And it's at this point that you notice that the front car and the back car, all three cars are the exact same make and model of this sort of like hexagonal, rather large armored personnel carrier that has UNSSTF on it. But the middle one has a different paint job and says NAWP on the side.
What does that mean?
No.
No,
Something with attitude. Penis.
no, it's NAWP. So they don't even have attitude. I think I
So
said.
they do have penises.
Not about white people.
So the squad leader says, "Are you sure that's why?" And then Rob Marius looks back at you and sees that you're just sitting there. He says, "Yeah, this pushover's not going to cause any trouble." And he turns on a heel and walks back to the front car and gets in. The squad leader who shows up starts giving orders. He starts directing the wounded to the back car, and they start getting hauled in by some soldiers that pour out of that. He directs the dog bot to guard the middle vehicle that you are in, and the back of that unfolds, and you are grabbed by the arm, and you like they're forcing you into this middle vehicle.
Now, how close do they get to my blood?
Your blood's mostly protecting the front of your torso, and they're sort of
Are
grabbing.
they
you up with
actively avoiding it? Like,
Yeah, they're squeamish. I mean,
okay.
some of them are like, "What is he gonna do? He's gonna give me a disease or something with his magic blood."
I mean, they recognize it as blood, yeah, and it's not just like.
It's
some
like
thing.
it's like blood that has frozen as ice instead of like coagulated normally. Like
Okay.
it doesn't look like a gross scab. It looks like blood suspended in the air that doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
But you do notice that it's sort of actually starting to coagulate at the edges, which is kind of gross.
I mean, it's been on the oxygen, so yeah.
Yeah. They start leading you into this vehicle. I presume you were continuing not to resist.
Yeah.
You are shoved inside, and the door closes behind you. And there's that brief moment where the light shifts because you were outside and now you're inside in like pitch blackness. There's no windows in an armored personnel vehicle. And your eyes slowly adjust. And you see a back bench that has 2 heavily armed guys. Like, do you know in Call of Duty when they try and make a mini boss and they just make a dude that's got like anti-explosion armor on and then give him a minigun?
Yeah.
I only play real games.
Yeah, so there's 2 dudes like that with like the full body armor, high-powered weaponry, and they're just sitting in the back and they're sort of chilling. And then the rest of this vehicle is 4 tubes and a bunch of white-coated scientists or doctors or something sort of walking around with the checklists and monitoring equipment that seems to be interconnected with these tubes.
Okay.
They direct you to sit at the back bench in between the 2 heavily armored guys.
Okay, I'm alright with that.
All right. So you sit in the back bench between the 2 heavily armored guys. Rescue team.
Maybe as I sit down, it's like, crazy day at the office, huh?
And one guy turns to you, and it looks like he would say something, but he's got like a full face mask on, and it's probably like communications gear.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
I agree.
Oh my god, you killed Kenny! You bastard!
It's like a scab. Ugh.
so rescue team.
Yes.
You've been given the services of Anna, and she has asked you to put her on top of a building.
Tell me what your ancient ruby eyeball sees.
She also asks for one of your cell phone numbers so she can communicate what she sees to you from the top of the building.
Does she put the phone to the eye? Like, how does that work?
She's got a normal head.
Okay.
I see things.
Her torso is a big crystal eyeball.
Hey, tell them that I see, like, everything. It's like, the eyeball says it sees everything.
The eyeball says it sees everything.
It's seen things people can't imagine. Yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah, it sees things us people wouldn't believe. Let's have chips on fire off the shoulder. You take it. Stop quoting Blade Runner. Yeah.
Like, I've seen it like 300 times. I can't not see it now.
That's me. That's basically me. I can't unsee Blade Runner. I love it so much.
I see everything. Right. So,
forever.
rescue team. What is the plan here? Dave got arrested like 3 blocks away. You can hear the helicopter. That is still over sight of the situation.
So we need to get to the top of a roof, right? Is that what she said?
She wants to get her to the top of the roof. You guys can do whatever you want, but her powers presumably work best with sight lines or something like that.
Okay. Are there any tall buildings she can get up on around here?
There are plenty of apartment buildings here. It's just a matter of actually getting to the top. I mean, there are fire escapes. You guys have done that before. She seems to not be particularly physically adept herself, though.
I'm completely not qualified to help somebody up a fire escape.
Are any of them like lived in?
I suggest that Aaron helps.
I second that.
think-
If I stretch out flat, I could be a safety net underneath, though. You guys hold an arm and a leg.
If they're open, she could just go up the stairs.
That's very logical. Are they open?
They might be, but like you'd have to go check. You'd have to go check a whole bunch of them.
I'm going to go and check the nearest building and see if the
Might
door's
be-
unlocked.
Just carried her up, Aaron.
Could do that.
Do you do that?
I don't know. Are you, will you be comfortable if I carry you to the top of the building?
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm used to being manhandled.
I'm just sort of sidle up to Dirk and go, what do you think will happen if he drops her? Will she bounce or smash? Oh God.
So I'm going to look at one, and I'm assuming if I've experienced my powers enough, I know about how high I could jump if need be.
I'm just imagining the bionic man sort of. Wait, no, is it bionic
So,
man?
super jump is a power that you don't. So your super strength and ability and stuff doesn't give you super jump.
Ooh. You could totally get it. Yeah.
But you can totally get it. You can buff up and then climb, sort of Godzilla style.
That sounds fantastic.
Or King Kong style is more apropos.
Yeah.
God,
So-
I can't imagine like a teenage version of you with a girl on your back and you like constantly smelling her, and then there's like that occasional boob on the back scene, and you're just like,
Have moved, it's fine.
yeah.
Would
So-
that not make climbing a little awkward?
Are any of these doors open while he's picking her up? Because that just seems like the easiest option here.
Tiffany is going up to check the first building, and the first building is it is occupied, but it is occupied sort of by sort of squatter refugees, and it is not apparent. Like they're sort of like, oh, what do you need? You know.
I was like, is there a way up to the roof? We just need we need to we just need to pop up to the roof for 5 minutes. Is that okay?
Oh well, we don't have the key. There's a
That's
door.
okay. I'm sure we can get the door open.
We'll make our own key, thank you.
If you say okay. Like they're also very very timid. They're not interested in resisting.
Okay, I'll sort of beckon Aaron over and be like, Aaron.
Yeah.
Right. Come on. I need you to kick a door down. Can you do that for me?
Yeah. So I'll just straight up, I'll straight up Spartan kick the door.
All right, you guys normally walk up to the top and you normal kick the door. Why don't you roll me then athletics with your normal meat body?
Yep.
Just your regular meat body.
You super do not kick this door in.
Yeah, the kneecap goes inside of your leg and it ends up in your chest.
It's much more that this is like a big, heavy one of those maintenance doors. You know what I mean? Like not the door that separates the classroom from the hallway, but the door that separates the furnace room from the outside. So it's made out of basically just metal, and you just sort of graze off of it and like chip some paint.
Right.
Oh, maybe I could. I'm gonna try and flatten myself out and kind of like you know how you can like sort of like jimmy the lock with a
Credit card.
yeah. I'm basically gonna try and do that with my body.
Okay. You go flat and you try and credit card the door.
Mhm.
I will need a sleight of hand check from you.
Right, where the fuck?
You can give that check a +5 circumstance bonus.
Can I help her?
Wait, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Do you have sleight of hand?
No.
I'm asking Dirk who wants to help.
I've got a thing that lets me do any help with any skill check.
Okay.
What's that
Yeah,
called?
we can
Oh
do
yeah, we forgot you had that. Shit.
If you pass the check, then you give her +2. So you can make a similar check.
It's not going to open the door, is it?
Well, so she's got +5, so that brings her to 9. Yeah, she's not gonna, even if you give her a +2, she's not going to be able to get it open. Aaron, they sort of just fiddle with the door for a while.
Maybe I could try that. And I'll pull out a little Lord of the Rings figurine, and I'll just physically try and pick the lock.
Okay, do you have sleight of hand as well? Then you can make the check.
Wait, which figurine is it? This is important.
It's Gandalf. It's definitely Gandalf.
Okay.
So then you say,
I kind of hoping it doesn't open because I've got something really good for it.
You shall not pass.
so you sort of wave Gandalf in front of the door and you say, Melon. And then the door opens.
No, I open the door. I open the door and I turn back to the team and I go, "Fly, you fools!"
I'm gonna applaud. I'm gonna be like, oh, that was marvelous.
I can't fly. Can you guys fly?
I mean, come on. Did nobody catch the elf word for friend there?
I did. I got it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I saw it too.
I'm not a nerd, sorry.
You're supposed to be playing a nerd.
Wait, doesn't the wizard not pick a lock?
Hey, thanks everybody from Fractured Worlds. We love you too. Let's watch our friends rescue their friend from being arrested by a police.
No, fuck him. It's the GM's that dick Brad Woto. Play the game.
Oh, that Brad.
Brad.
So you open the door. You get Anna on the roof. Anna, whose phone number have you given Anna? So Anna,
Definitely. Aubrey has volunteered his phone number.
all right. So Aubrey, you immediately get an open call from Anna, even though you're still on the roof. Anna has taken off her cloak and exposed her giant crystal eye in her stomach. She's sitting cross-legged in between a power box and a TV antenna, and she sort of closes her normal human eyes. But she holds the phone up to her mouth and says, "All right, I can see them. There are 3 armored personnel carriers, a dog bot, and about 5 soldiers capable of walking alongside. They have a helicopter with a well, I don't know the technical term for it, dear, but it's one of those spinny rotary guns, sort of like Vietnam movies. Remember?
Oh,
Can you see Sydney? I mean, Red October.
I don't know what Sydney looks like.
Ooh, this could be Operation Hunt for Red October. And I write it down in my notepad.
Oh dear.
I feel like you've been waiting a long time to say that.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Well, there's only one plan of action. We go in there and smash it.
All right, let's go.
I'm not built for smashing. I have to say.
Yes, Anna.
Look, I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I can tell you that they seem to be heading towards the. Oh gosh, it's very odd. They seem to be heading straight south out of the city. They're not heading back to any of their UNSSTF facilities that I am aware of.
Maybe we could.
That is odd. We better get moving if we.
Yeah, we could possibly ambush them, perhaps.
It's smash.
Well, what are you looking for in a place to ambush them?
How do we ambush a helicopter?
I don't. Well, somewhere. Are there any underpasses or anything where the helicopter would be ineffective? Because I don't think we want to be dealing with a Gatling gun.
True.
Yes.
So, well.
What's a cattle gun?
Gatling gun, dear.
So, well, do you remember the intersection at 35th where you could turn onto I-35?
I'm going to fire Google Maps on my phone and just be like,
so
yes.
the highway passes over the typical street there. It's not much cover, but it looks like they will be passing that way. So their little convoy will be somewhat hidden from the sky at that point. It'll give you some time while the helicopter tries to find a vantage point where you won't be taking fire from the sky.
I could perhaps. Okay. Yes. Well, I think I'd probably best be the distraction if we're going to do this because I'm not really much for the combat side of things.
Well, what exactly is your distraction plan?
I'll pretend to be injured.
Well, well, good luck with that. I'm not sure they'll care, but
I can go and smash it.
Yeah. If the Spartan goes and causes a disturbance by smashing things, they will stop and try to arrest him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, hopefully.
They might arrest him, and then we'll have 2 people captured.
They can't catch the Spartan.
Well,
we should be able to take out their cars and stop them.
the important thing is that we are slightly closer to that intersection I told you about than they are. So if you head there now, you'll have time to plan and think about what
Yes,
you're going
I think we should. Yeah, that's a good idea. Come on, chaps, let's go.
Keep this line open. Let us know if they change course.
I'll let you know everything, dear. And if you could perhaps start describing Sydney to me so I know who I'm looking for.
Have you seen Jurassic Park?
Yes, I've seen Jurassic Park.
You know the bit of Totty with the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park with the raptors. Him.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I love your accent, dear, but I'm not sure about your colloquialisms. What is a totty?
The hot dude.
Well, I'm partial to Goldblum myself.
Oh well, yes, absolutely. I mean, sort of like
But you mean
the newer one with
the guy who knows about
Pratt.
You mean the newer Jurassic Park? Oh.
Yes.
That's Jurassic World.
The last movie to come
I
out
get them-
before
Two as well.
Oh, I get them mixed up. I'm sorry.
Yes. Oh, Chris Pratt. Yes. Wow.
Can I go smash?
Sort of like that.
Well,
but
keep
not
heading
quite
there.
as Yeah, he looks a bit like Chris
I
Pratt.
think Anna's thinking of smashing right now. She's heard this news.
Well, of course, he's obviously none of the soldiers. Let me just take a quick peek inside the vehicles. And you're not there. You guys are heading towards your ambush point.
So we can't see the look on her face.
Well, you can't see the fact that her crystal eye does a bunch of crazy bullshit when she's looking inside things.
Too bad.
But you'll just have to leave that up to your imagination. Oh, that's interesting. Well, I've got some very, very, very interesting news.
That doesn't sound like good news.
Gosh, I don't know how much you all keep up on the politics of this situation, but are you familiar with Major Robert Marius?
Rings a bell.
The dog killer.
Yes, they show the video of him killing the dog when they try and recruit people.
That complete bastard, yes.
He's in charge of the convoy, which means it's a very important convoy for some reason. And also, I'm certain that your attempt to fake injury or cause a distraction, he's very mission-oriented, you know. He'll send somebody else, even if it'll take longer.
Maybe we could distract him with a dog, and he would have to stop because he would be compelled to kill it.
I don't think he killed that dog because he hates dogs, dear. I think he's just very critical about the rules.
Look,
He's a twat.
I think that I think I can take out the cars, or at the very least that dog.
So that's the interesting news. The goodish news is that I've located Sydney. He's in the middle car, of course. He's in between two incredibly armed men. And the whole car is filled with weird science-y stuff. I'm not quite sure what they're doing. This is obviously some sort of mission that your friend has gotten himself wrapped up into.
Oh, joy.
That would explain the armored escort in the air, and the fact that they have so many armored personnel vehicles in this situation. I'll keep you abreast of any other changes.
Rest. Yes.
Rest.
Okay. Well. Should we get cracking then?
But you guys are en route already to the interception point.
Are we? Okay.
That'll just be travel. You're just walking.
Yay! Operation for Hunt Red October.
Hunt for Red October.
I just don't know what I could do in this situation. I'm just going to be sort of like being like, I don't know what I could do. I could like giving them a nasty paper cut. I just.
Actually, you're capable of giving someone a very nasty paper cut.
But I don't know this yet, right? It's.
Wait. Something really important. We all need code names.
Well, I don't really want to use my stage name and be recognized.
We're undercover.
Mine could be origami.
Ooh.
I like it.
Aha, that's clever.
Oh. Because
I
of
got
the
nothing.
paper.
Dirk, you could be pockets.
And I prefer super heroic Deathman.
Your pockets.
The Spartan could be the Spartan, they're saying.
What's like a Spartan but different?
Hulk Hogan.
Athenian. There we go. The Athenian, because they hated each other, so that's probably,
I mean, that is the opposite of a Spartan. You could also go for maybe Phalanx. That was the main.
Well, I'm gonna be the head of.
That's a military formation. No.
Just call me. I'll be Spear. No, I'm going in first. Cause
Okay.
most damage.
Okay, so Spear.
Penetration jokes.
Spear. Yes.
If I'm going to humor this, it's only appropriate. It's a Greek theme. I'll just be Oracle. No need to get.
I like it.
I like that
And,
she's getting in on this. This is
Has
good.
anybody ever shot you in the spine?
I'm sorry. What?
Oh, it was sorry. No, Batman joke. No.
My spine
Aubrey, you
is
could
actually
be
an eyeball.
super #1 best friend.
I'm surprised.
I really like the sound of that, Dirk.
I'm surprised a woman like you reads comic books, Tiffany.
I'm. What?
You should see her read the ingredients on the box of crackers. It's fascinating.
I read everything. I'm a librarian. Okay. Reading is my.
Do they stock comics at the? You know, this is getting off topic.
Yes. And yes, of course they do. They stock everything in the library.
What was your code name going to be, Aubrey?
Apparently, super number one best friend.
That's a bit of a mouthful.
Mouthful's a
That's a good
good
point.
word.
How about just friend?
Yeah.
Speak friend and enter.
I don't think it works that way. No, maybe with Aubrey.
So we've seen. Yes.
So you guys are all kitted up with code names, and you make it to the intersection. Now, the way that this looks, right? There is a city traffic street. Above it is the highway, I-35, as she said. From the direction that the convoy is going to be coming, there is a on ramp, and then there's an off ramp that goes the direction they're going. So both of those go up to meet the highway, and they create this under part, which was probably parking for a nearby business before the city sort of shut down, and is now just a vacant lot filled with abandoned cars. So that's the most cover you're going to get from the helicopter. And you arrive there. It will give you time to think about what you're going to do by switching over to Sydney.
Sweet.
Sydney.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's a little claustrophobic in here, but
Yeah, it is. It's a little sweaty. You take it that typically these two incredibly armored men, first of all, you've been on call for fires, right? You work at the fire department, so there are times when you are on call. You know what it's like when professionals are supposed to be professional, but they're not doing anything, and they're used to not doing anything, and you get that impression from the two incredibly armored dudes next to you. You get the impression that they do this guard duty all the time, and nothing ever happens, and they are super bored. They're making sort of gestures that indicate that they're probably talking to each other back and forth on their communication device, and whatever they're talking about, it results in occasional laughter from either one. So they're making fun of something or laughing about something.
all right, Jabba.
Oh, Han Solo.
We're fighting armored Jabba the Hutts. I'm not that worried.
You also notice that the four white-coated dudes are going back and forth between all of these four tubes constantly, and the
All right.
tubes.
Can you allow me a perception check so that I can see what's inside of them? This
No, but I'll-
would be like from the point I walked in and the point that I sat down as well.
I'll give you a perception check to consume what all these readouts say, because the tubes are just metal. There's nothing
Okay.
to see inside.
Yeah, sure. All right, I can do that. All right. So skills, perception. All right. So I just hit that and boom. How's a 20 do you?
You crush it. So all of these readouts are vitals. They are body temperature, heart rate. There's also a
EKGs and stuff like that. Is that what you're looking
There's
at?
EKGs. There's also you know this because you have medicine.
Okay.
There is also a readout for parts per million of a substance that you're not aware of in the blood. They're monitoring how much of a dose of drug is currently in the people in.
What do they mark it as? Is it like-
It's got like a 3-letter abbreviation.
what is
so
that?
it's
yeah.
it's EDH.
EDH. Okay.
Erectile dysfunction, something or other.
I guess I'll just use my note section on my character.
So I mean, you gathered that these tubes were carrying people, but this is irrefutable evidence that they are carrying people.
Okay.
They're monitoring vitals. And it's just about the point that you're figuring that out that a very harmless sort of red light comes on one of the tubes. And Like all of the scientists head over there all of a sudden. It's not like blinking or flashing. There's no siren going off, but they all head over there and they start scribbling things down. And they're sort of mumbling back and forth to each other. One of them takes out a badge that has his name on it and his picture, and he slots it into a thing and turns it like a key. And there's the sci-fi sound of an airlock, and the tube face slides open. There's still glass there now.
Does the fifth element climb out of it? Like, what's happening here?
Inside the
Little
tube.
Dallas multipass.
Inside the tube, you get it like so. First of all, you're inside an armored personnel carrier. There's not a lot of distance between you and this tube. So even though there are 4 scientists sort of huddled around it and crowding your view, you can get an eyeful, no problem. Inside the tube is a lock bar just like you, heavily sedated, and in what looks like occasionally doubles as a straitjacket, is a little girl.
Oh.
Occasional straitjacket.
8, maybe 9-year-old girl, clearly heavily sedated. And on the front of her straitjacket is the exact same initials that are on the exterior of this vehicle, NAWP.
All right, so here's what happens to Sydney, okay? So I don't know how aware or how cognizant. I can never say
Cognizant.
Cognizant.
Cog.
All right, yeah. The people that are next to me are, but if they're aware of like what I'm doing, like maybe it's been like what 10 minutes. I've just been sitting there, not really doing anything, saying
Yeah, I haven't
anything,
been doing
or
shit.
moving.
Yeah.
But like the moment they open that thing, I just sort of visibly just maybe I like sit up a little bit and like go to stand up and then I like don't, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And-
So like, you know what? I'm going to roll a perception check for these guys because they're both soldiers, but they're also slacking on their duties, right?
Yeah, right. Which is why I brought it up, but yeah.
So yeah, they're both soldiers, so they know what it's like when somebody is like goes from everything is fine and I'm just a dude to like I'm at a heightened state, I am ready to pounce, that sort of thing. They sense your tension, and both of them stop being like loose, and they both sort of turn just a little bit, and they're
Yeah, I'm aware of them in my peripheral vision the moment they turn. That's why
you
I
tense.
didn't stand
They
up.
tense.
Yeah.
None of the scientists notice.
Maybe I look up at one of them and I just sort of look at them and I just sort of maybe I sit back and actually lean against the back of the cart for the first time, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah. That's sort of what happens there.
One of the soldiers, you can hear him all of a sudden because his voice comes over a loudspeaker in the armored personnel carrier. And it sounds like it's coming from in his mask. You don't know which one's talking. He says, Doctor, this one's getting uppity. Maybe you should sedate him. And the 4 doctors are like, oh, it's like, what? Oh, bother. Yeah, I'll be right back. You handle this. And he sort of starts walking over to you. And he takes out a little syringe that's like pre-prepared. He's like, hello, I'm Dr. Matthews.
Hello,
having a bit
you
of a-
keep that away from me. I'm not causing any trouble, so the moment you stick me is the moment that this doesn't become anything more than just me going along with whatever's happening here.
Dr. Matthews sort of looks up at the soldier, and the soldier puts a hand on your shoulder. And even though he's wearing all this armor, you can tell that this dude's jacked. This dude is a big guy.
He's got a grip strength of XXX, you know.
He's got a grip strength where he could put his hand on your shoulder and probably just crush your shoulder bone. Like,
Yeah.
So he puts a hand on your shoulder, and his voice comes over the loudspeaker again, and he says, I know you haven't made trouble, but you're looking like you're about to.
It's a normal reaction for anyone who sees a little girl inside of a cryo chamber, I can assume.
Oh, cryonics! Oh, I wish. No, this is very, very primitive compared to cryonics. It's really just a system of life form monitoring and sedatives and restraints, of course. And there's sort of like he sort of mumbles on and on about cryonics. And
So I'm going to take this as an opportunity to sort of ask a question, since he's mumbling.
All right, see if you can get it out of him.
Yeah, so I'm just like, oh, it's not cryonics. Oh, that's a little unfortunate, because I would have thought that you guys would be a little more advanced in your technology by now. Why do you need to sedate all these people then? I assume that you were freezing them so that you could find a cure for this stuff.
Roll persuasion.
Do I get any bonuses for being awesome at persuading?
No.
Okay.
You have your basic persuasion.
How's a 5 do it for you? Yeah.
You start going on, and like you get interrupted by the soldier who's like, "You're asking too many questions, Doctor. Sedate him."
Yeah.
Rescue team.
Okay.
So I'm handing out the rest of the A-team walkie-talkies.
Which one did I get?
Right, so Sydney already has Hannibal. I hand...
I want face. I want
Spear.
face.
I hand Spear to... fucking hell, words. I hand B.A. Baracus to Spear. I give face to Aubrey, and then I stay back with Tiffany.
Okay.
There's only 4.
We can use this one.
Is there not a van one as well? Damn it.
It's just a van.
The van walkie-talkie. Why do I always
Token
have to be
girlfriend
the
one.
man?
Face's token girlfriend. You have to change the
damn it.
picture every day.
Oh man, why do I always?
No,
have
we'll have to share the Howling Mad Murdoch one.
I'm okay with that.
All right, so rescue team, you have your situation. You have whatever information you can ask from for Oracle. This convoy is coming. It's 3 armored personnel carriers, a helicopter that you will have cover from for some amount of turns. But now that you're here, you can see that they will be able to like lower themselves into the street on either side of the highway. So eventually they'll be able to be involved, but you will have cover for them for a while. The really big problem is that there are 5 soldiers and a dog drone that are with them. And the dog drone does have weapons systems on it, so it can shoot by itself.
It's going down.
The good
We're
news is,
so fucking dead.
yeah. So you've had all the. So this is we can do this in character, but you now have had like 10 minutes to plan. So in character or out of character, you guys can plan, and that's your 10 minutes. So what's the plan?
So I want to know if I can. I think, and I don't know if this is accurate, that's why I'm asking you,
Okay.
that I can do a move of being a super scientist to modify one of my gadgets on the fly in order for it to do something different than what it did before.
Well,
Basically,
did you change the name of your character sheet to your code name?
maybe.
God damn it.
I can fix it.
That's fine. That's fine. I was really confused. I was like, where did her character sheet go? So I'm going to tentatively ask what it is you want to do.
Okay. What I want to do is basically modify one of these EMP discuses to be like an EMP like landmine, basically, that I could remote detonate.
Landmine, no, because a landmine is self-activating. But I will let you.
But
I will let you rig up a trigger to it.
We've got phones, right?
So
basically, it's an improvised, sort of, yeah.
So your thought is that you will place one or more in the road and trigger them when the vehicles get there.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. So what you need to make is you need to make the invent check roll, or inventor roll. And an inventor roll is a technology roll. So you may, at your leisure, make a technology check.
Okay, I will do that right now.
28.
Bam.
So with that success,
Smashed it.
you currently have 5 discs.
Yes.
You can, with the 28, there are 2 things I'll give you here for your success, your exceptional success. You can either outfit any number of them with this modification, or you can outfit 2 of them with this modification, and in the process, create an extra one.
Kind of like removing the parts that are unnecessary to make it function and building another one out of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you take 2 that you can trigger at any time. You can lay them anywhere that you want right now during the planning phase. You
Okay.
also will have 4 left over for your own use during combat.
Sweet.
Now that that's out of the way, what is the actual, again, back to the planning part of it? You've got this whole area, you've got time, a little bit of time, you have all these abandoned cars to hide in or otherwise. What do you guys want to do?
I think what we should do is I've got a couple of these EMPs. Should stop a car, put them in the road, trigger them when they roll over it. Then they'll have to investigate. I should be able to take out the dog as well. That'll be separate, of course. Now, I'm counting on you, Aaron. Sorry, Spear.
Yeah.
To
Get the code names right.
I'm
Got
sorry.
it, pockets.
I've been thinking, how about Dimensional Temporal Fantastic Man?
No.
It's Pockets is fine.
Sorry,
So-
pockets.
DTF.
I'm counting on you to be a bit of a physical force here.
hmm
I could conceal myself under a car right by the things, and then if they step out, I could maybe paper cut their legs a bit. I don't know.
Yes.
Just
It's a great idea.
yes.
Thank you, Oregon.
Roar. Yeah. Oh dear. I feel silly. I feel silly with these code names.
Oh,
It'd probably be less silly if we had costumes, but let's just.
why don't we have those?
I reach in my pocket.
What you got for us, pockets?
What can I pull out of here, GM? Okay, I want to pull out something that could be a costume, but it's a bit naff.
I mean,
We should probably wear masks at
I was
least,
gonna
right?
say, like a Ninja Turtle style masks. They're just all
Oh my god!
different
I pull out 4 Ninja Turtle masks.
yep, that's totally allowed.
I call Raphael. I call
Michelangelo.
Raphael.
I like the idea that I get rescued by these people. And it's like, who are you, heroic strangers?
You
Are
just
you
take 'em
the
out.
actual Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I give the Donatello one to Aubrey, obviously.
Okay.
And I'm looking at the Michelangelo one and the Leonardo one, and I'm looking up at Spear.
I don't care.
I just hand him Leonardo, and I smile as I tie on Michelangelo.
Okay, I'm Raphael. Yes.
All
Did
right.
these really work? I mean, it's just covering my eyes. So you can still
Who
recognize.
are you?
I'm Spear Pockets.
Oh, I couldn't tell.
Is he playing a prank on me?
I think he's playing a prank on himself.
Oh,
Let's get into position.
So
Right, I'm gonna.
for your planning edification, I have created an image of the situation. The blue lines represent the road that the convoy will travel on. The gray lines represent the highway overpass.
You're not missing much,
magnificent.
Chad.
That's magnificent. That's
I'm so moist.
I am immersed.
That's definitely some lines.
Immersion. Suspension of disbelief. Importantly,
Anna.
you will have to use this graph to show me where you actually put your EMP charges. I will warn you to give careful thought to the nature of an EMP when doing so.
It's an electromagnetic pulse.
And secondarily, where is everybody else going to be?
I'll be in the APC, the middle one.
Which direction is are they coming down the road from the north? Right.
Which is the road and which one's the underpass? Because it's okay.
The gray is the overpass of the highway.
Right.
The blue line is the road that the convoy will travel down.
Okay. Well, what are these wobbly horizontal lines?
That's the on ramp and off ramp. That go up.
Right. Okay. That's okay.
To the highway above. The orange is the parking lot that is filled with abandoned cars.
Right.
That is underneath the highway overpass, as like a little place that has been turned.
Okay. I'll be kind of here then, under a car. There we go. That's me.
Perfect.
You can actually drag your character from the character sheet and put it on.
We're not going to be doing square movement or anything. I just want to know where you guys are hiding and what the plan is in general.
I'm being immersed, wreckage.
So Dirk and wow, you even tilted it the right way. Dirk and Tiffany are hiding dead center in the parking lot under a car, presumably. Aubrey, are you also there in the parking lot?
I think probably. What's over on the other side over here?
Okay, so over on the other side is a series of shops that are only 1 story tall because they fit underneath the highway. And when you're not under the highway, either north or south of that, they go up as big apartment buildings again. So,
is there like an alley between 2 of those stores or something?
Yes, there is. There's an alley exactly where the south edge of the highway is. So you can be like right there. Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful. Okay, and then I'm asking Anna, like, as they've been driving down the road, like, are they in the dead center? Are they obeying traffic laws? Like, given her having watched these guys for long enough, can she give me some insight as to where to place the charges so that they're gonna go off?
They're quite large vehicles, dear. So they are traveling at only human walking pace, though. They're trying to stay in kilter with their squad, their armed squad. They're not barreling down the road or anything. It's worth noting. This is not particularly typical, but I've taken a quick look down the rest of the road, and I've noted that this entire road, which leads directly south out of the city, doesn't have any abandoned cars on it. That's not typical. I think maybe they may have prepared this route in advance.
Well, then we're definitely on the right track. They're not likely to vary from it. I'm in a place here, and then here.
Get the front one and the middle one, I guess.
And like, I don't know, a loose piece of newspaper or some leaves or whatever to disguise them, so they're not like, hey, there's this weird blinky light thing in the middle of the road. I wonder if we should drive over it.
Bit of shitty cardboard or something over it.
Shitty cardboard. All right. So 2 conspicuous pieces of cardboard out in front of a military convoy. I'm sure none of them have experience in Afghanistan. This won't be a problem.
No, there's other cardboard around. I mean,
so that's what you do.
Litter that shit around the street.
Is there other cardboard around?
Yeah, it's not like the street sweepers have been out recently.
There is one final question to answer about Rescue Team, and that is, Aaron Wright, the Spartan, what are you doing?
I am going to be, just like normal on and off ramps, I'm going to be here, hiding underneath it. But
okay, so you're going to come in from behind once the trap is sprung.
Yeah, basically, normally there's like a support beam would be between that and the ramp.
All right, so for our folks at home who can't see the little map that we've made, Aaron is hiding underneath the on-ramp, and he will come in from behind because the convoy will move past him when they spring the trap. Aubrey is at the very end of the trap with her EMPs, and both Tiffany and Dirk are in the middle hiding under some abandoned cars in the parking lot. So that is the setup that we go into as we cut back to Sydney, Joshua. Sydney, unbeknownst to you, just as the convoy comes into view of your friends in waiting, the conversation between you and the scientist has been cut short by the soldier who is wise to your games. And he has insisted that the doctor finish sedating you. The doctor has a needle, and he does come closer. Do you do anything?
Are my legs bound?
Your legs are not presently bound.
I kick him.
All right, you can make an athletics check. Actually, this is a close combat check. I apologize.
I don't have any close combat.
If you don't have any close combat, then
Except
you
for
still
demolition. Yeah.
then you just roll fighting base.
Okay. Wait, how do you roll just fighting?
On your character sheet,
There's no button for it though.
well, then you just click an empty close combat one. There should be a button. 4. Yeah. You sort of flail. Good effort, but as soon as you flail, the other soldier is on you like, I don't know, wrapper on cheese or something. One of those expressions that's ridiculous.
Fly
for being
on shit.
Yeah, he's on you like a fly on shit. Both of them are restraining you at the shoulder and at the legs. And the doctor's like, oh my, as his glasses sort of get jostled. Oh dear, well, I can see exactly why you need to sedate him. Well, very well. While Tweedledee and Tweedledum are holding you down, he goes not for your exposed shoulder like you would expect. You didn't notice this before, but on your bracers there's a port. He inserts the syringe into the port, and when he applies pressure, you feel a needle inject into your arm from the bracer. So it's sort of like an interface.
Oh, interesting.
He starts injecting you with sedative, and you start to feel...
Wait, if it's in his blood, can't he just not be sedated?
He doesn't have the necessary power, even though his powers are blood-based. There is a power for resisting sedatives that he does not have.
Yeah.
You start to feel yourself get sleepy, and that's when you sort of gaze hazily over to the girl in the tube. And you have this moment of like deeply instinctual panic. Like, this is it. I'm about to lose control, and they may never wake me up again. I need you to make a will save.
Does he want to make this will save, or does he want to fail this will save?
How's a 9 do for you?
A 9 is a colossal failure.
Oh.
You
Will
feel,
save is for me the best one, so that feels good.
You feel your heart stop.
Okay. I can't imagine what that
GG,
feels
you're
like.
dead. Hold on.
Damn.
Everyone gets one.
And as it stops, the sensation of sedative is immediately whisked away from you. You are wide awake. And you can feel something moving up and down your arm, closing along your vein towards where the needle injected. And just as it reaches the inject point, a giant lance of blood ejects itself through the bracer, through the syringe, and through the scientist's arm.
Got him.
up into the ceiling
Got him.
of the armored personnel carrier.
Got it. For anyone who's wondering what the fuck happened, my power has the ability, the tagline uncontrolled, meaning that I literally cannot control my own powers. So, if you're wondering what that means, So,
Basically, you've gone a bit Akira.
yeah, just a smidgen.
Well, is it Tetsu?
Rescue team.
Oh my god, that should be our superhero team name. Just rescue team.
The
The
Rescuers.
three vehicles. The first vehicle has made it under the overpass.
No, the Rescuers much cooler.
When Dirk and Tiffany, you're under a car, so you don't really have a good vantage point. But I will give a perception check to Aubrey and Aaron. It's a quite difficult one, but you have the opportunity to technically succeed.
Yeah, if you see,
Yeah,
basically,
what
if
do
you
you
pass,
see?
you'll see like a little scientist arm fly out of the top of the car.
Aaron, you hear something. You don't see anything, but from the third vehicle, you hear the sound of like metal peeling away. Inside the armored personnel carrier, there is a moment of quiet panic. Only the doctor who's lost his arm is howling in pain and sort of like on the floor as he like kicks his legs around and blood just sprays out of the socket where his arm used to be. The other three scientists are dead silent, being sprayed with blood, and the soldiers haven't had a chance to respond. They're just like, what the fuck is that? You hear one of the soldiers call out, "Stop the convoy!" And that's when, well, the convoy stops.
Good job, Super Number One best friend.
How close were they to the target zone when this happened?
The first vehicle isn't even over the EMP, but
Not even the
rescue
the-
team, you don't need a perception check to see this. The middle vehicle is ripped apart. Metal goes flying everywhere as an expanding outward tornado of blood, like a sphere of destruction, emanates from the center. A tire goes flying, giant pieces of metal. If you guys weren't in hiding, there would be like a chance to take shrapnel damage here. Like if someone had been like, I'll stand out in the road and play innocent and hurt.
Thanks for that.
I think I found Sydney.
This is also the vehicle that the soldier squad was walking alongside. So they have to make some dodge checks.
Yo, wouldn't it be weird if we had to like dodge a blood tornado in the next 30 seconds?
God, that'd be so weird. I don't know why we would have to do that though. That would be like just really out of step.
There's some jackass reporter. He's like, no, I've covered wars. I've seen a blood tornado once or twice.
I've seen a blood tornado.
He's got like a +4 to dodge blood tornadoes.
Yeah.
It's specifically blood tornadoes, though. He doesn't get to use it very often. So
But like
he
he's
just sniffs the air.
back in the
and he's
day
like,
all the time,
he's like,
4 times a day.
I smell a blood tornado happening.
Yep.
right.
And only blood tornadoes, not even blood hurricanes. So if they're like over a pool,
He just feels the pressure drop.
Woo, that one.
All right, so 2 soldiers are caught in this. They follow those with toughness checks. They've got armor. Lucky them. They need it. Okay, so the 2 who get caught in, one is fine, and the other is super dead.
Eviscerated. He
the-
becomes a part of the blood tornado.
One of it is not even the blood tornado so much as this giant hunk of metal just like pating, and it patings right where he is. So he patings away with it.
Chunky soldier salsa.
That's literally the point in the movie where you hear the Wilhelm scream. That's what it's used for. That
we
is
already
the
got our
exact-
Wilhelm out of the way. Yeah, we'll save that for like the next chapter.
Oh, it's fine.
When do we do the montage?
Ah.
Do we get a training montage?
I need.
Tiffany reading books.
I,
Dirk playing with He-Man figures.
Aubrey sleeping with a
Spawn
bunch of-
actually working out.
everybody needs to make an initiative check.
Okay.
Am I am I unconscious?
You can make an initiative,
Okay, cool.
but I mean, why is it telling? Why is it what? Why is it adding a dodge, agility, and awareness thing?
I guess that's really like if you pick which one you want to be. I don't know.
9, 16, 16, 11.
I think that just rolls all the offensive stuff, actually.
16, 16, 16. That's really weird. That we're using the API on Roll20,
Yeah,
and
there's only
initiative
one
is something
button.
we haven't done yet because they have just not been in like a straight up combat. All right. So Aaron and Tiffany, you both have the capacity to act. What you see is that the convoy has stopped. The middle vehicle is. It's like somebody put a chicken pot pie in the microwave too long and the top just burst open. Some of the wheels have gone, but for the most part, there's like a metal platform over the chassis that used to be the wheels, and the rest is gone, embedded into buildings nearby. And there is a still happening blood tornado. Basically, droplets of blood are whizzing around as if in orbit. It almost looks like Jupiter. Like, oh, look, there's Jupiter just sort of twisting there where a car used to be.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
going anywhere near that.
The helicopter is moving around for a vantage point. The dog robot has leapt out of danger and is actually perched on the side of a building like a spider robot.
I mean, is he over near Aubrey? I guess.
He's on the building on so before the highway there's an apartment building.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the exterior of that, facing the situation. He seems to have like embedded
Wait, the
his leg.
situation is here? Oh, one is off.
Oh no. Okay.
Sorry, I had to make that joke. Continue.
You didn't even fist bump when you made the joke. I feel dirty.
So, Tiffany and Aaron, you have the capacity to act. The back vehicle has done nothing that you can see. The front vehicle has stopped. The helicopter is like listing so that its Gatling gun is exposed to the situation. And the soldiers that have dodged the blood tornado are like scattering for cover, which may or may not include where you currently are hiding, Aaron. But it's hard to see exactly where they're going to head for right now. Tiffany, it sound like you might be holding your action or not at least charging in. Quite wise.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sort of wait to see where the soldiers go and then try and sneak over and maybe take some of them out.
Okay. Aaron?
It's time for Aaron to bulk up. So Aaron's going to he's going to do that cartoony style. So he's going to just like put his thumb in his mouth and go and pull himself up.
I live in a camper van. I'm ever so silly. No, anyway.
All right. So you turn on your power. There's no roll for it. Change your stats.
Yes.
That is your responsibility.
Yep.
There's-
And
It doesn't. It also is. I think it's a free action for you to activate, so you can still do a thing.
And to anyone who doesn't know, my action is so eloquently put as super puberty powers. I gain increased muscle mass, size, and poorly
Hair.
placed body hair.
Hair, acne. You also lose emotional control
Yes.
and emotional awareness. So
He gets triggered really easy.
he turns into a
and
super teenager.
you are not even my real dad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
We aren't his supervisor.
This is why Mom left.
Ooh, low. So you're super strong. You sort of bubble into strength. The convoy is in chouse. What do you do?
Since I really didn't see what's really going on, I'm just gonna turn the corner, thinking that the trap went off, and see that that's not what happened.
No.
Wait, I didn't know she could do that. And I'm gonna see the situation going on, and I'm just gonna stand there in awe. I have no idea what to do now. The plan is ruined.
Okay, you literally dumbfounded on your turn. I am fine.
My BA Brax is ready. Pockets. What do I do?
How big is the? Okay,
Anna, what just
Pockets is
happened?
muted.
So it's like this. I'm just like, Pockets. What do I do?
is it like okay? Originally, it was the walkie-talkie was this big in your hands, and now all of a sudden it's like this big in your hands. It's just
Like this with the walkie-talkie. Pockets. What do I do?
Save Red October.
Speaking of, Dirk, it is your turn. Tiffany and Aaron have been dumbfounded.
Okay.
Oh, no, Tiffany's just there going,
Yeah, Tiffany's.
Wait,
Tiffany
I got
is
a
in the danger
16
zone.
as well. Am I not able to act at all?
You acted.
I acted. Okay, yeah. Okay,
You
that's
acted.
fine. Yep.
So I'm going to try and
Boy, did
get
you act.
Sydney on the old walkie-talkie. Red October, this is Pockets.
Dirk, just as you're like, come in, right, October. A piece of shrapnel clitters down in the parking lot next to you, and it is
Clitters?
destroyed. It is the destroyed walkie-talkie that you gave.
Does it like land next to him and go, Mr. Two?
The eye pops out on the spring, like.
Okay, so I get back on the walkie-talkie. Red October is sunk. Red October is sunk. Lower the ballast. Lower the ballast.
what?
Dirk, do you manage anything else on your turn other
Lower the
than
ballast is literally the only thing I know about anything you would say aboard a submarine. So,
What?
turn,
What?
I mean,
turn into the tall?
do I see any alive bad guys at the moment?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of alive bad guys. You know that there's so right in the street, right next to you, is the lead armored personnel carrier, which has not been destroyed. There are soldiers running away from the destroyed middle armored personnel carrier. There is a further back armored personnel carrier and a helicopter overhead. You also see a dog robot that has embedded itself in a point above on an apartment building.
So I look, and I see all their health bars just appear above their head. Does anyone look particularly injured?
Yes, you do see their health bars over their head.
Oh,
but what
sweet.
you have
I
to
forgot you had that power.
in order to activate this power, you must make an assessment check. Now, when you make an assessment check, and this is the first time you've used this power, so I will remind you, at no other time do you have the stat awareness.
Right.
Because it includes emotional awareness. But your power also has a linked stat increase to awareness. So your awareness trait increases by 10 when you try and make this assessment check. So you make an assessment roll with plus 10 to your current awareness.
Okay.
Just put that in the other section when you make it. Yeah.
So go to perception, put 10 in the miscellaneous modifier, plus 10, and then just roll a perception check. Because it's the exact same thing. 24, they all resist with their deception, which is, click over here.
So if they get higher than a 24, they resist.
I'll only make one roll for all of them because they all have the same deception. Yeah, so they fail. As a
We
result,
couldn't beat that anyway. Awesome.
so this is for the soldiers, okay? For all of the soldiers on foot, you learn two things. One of them is slightly injured. he has -1 to his further toughness checks right now. He has no other status modifiers. The rest are fine, but also they all have a weak point of the face that is unarmored. Any ally that you communicate that to will get a +2 circumstance bonus to their attack.
Sweet.
Okay.
Good power. I like it.
Their face is their weak point. Spear. And then the guy that's slightly injured. Is there something notable I can point out about him?
He's on the opposite side of. He's on the same side as Aubrey of the whole convoy.
Okay, so I'm like, Super number 1 best friend. He's injured in front of you. Go for the face. Go for the face.
Super number 1 best friend, it is actually your turn. None of the convoy vehicles are anywhere near your booby trap EMPs right now.
Of course not.
You
Anna, what the hell just happened?
You don't know what the hell just happened. You also, from your vantage point, because the dog robot is on the same side of the street as you, can't see it right now. You sort of probably saw it leap away.
Oracle, tell me what happened. I can't see a damn thing. There was like an explosion.
Well, I'm not sure myself. The middle vehicle has been destroyed by a tornado of blood. I don't suppose that's Sydney's power.
Sure is. Well, I think it is. It's weird. Anyway.
Well,
at least I know he's okay.
What did you just ask?
I just said it. At least I think he's okay.
Well, I'm not sure. I can't see anything on the other side of the blood tornado. That's unusual for me, so this is new.
Interesting.
But secondarily, the convoy is in panic. Major Marius is trying to take charge of the situation. He's very, very concerned about the contents of the middle vehicle. He's ordering his men to recover the prisoners at any cost and to stop panicking. I'm reading his lips, dear, in the car.
Thank you, Oracle.
I'll keep you abreast of the situation. The helicopter is moving in, and there's that robot.
Where's the robot?
Oh, it's up on a vehicle on the same side as you, or it's up on a building face on the same side of the street as you. It's about 3 buildings down, 4th floor presently. It seems to be scanning the situation with a VDV. Yes.
Shit.
It seems to be looking for. Oh dear. I think it's seen your rather large friend who walked out and wasn't sure what to do.
All right, I'll see if I can tag it. 3 buildings, you said?
3 buildings down, 4th floor.
Well, if I can get an angle on it.
Well, your power lets you ricochet your attack.
Whoa, really? That's fucking awesome.
So she basically has the Tron
Tron
discus.
bitches, yeah.
I do.
So
that's
she can
cool.
whip this against the ground and try and bounce it to where the robot is.
How many bounces do you
do
get?
it.
Or is it just unlimited?
Her ricochet is currently that's right, you changed it to friend.
Oh my god, you should totally. Here's what you should do. You should totally
There's
make
an identity section you can put it.
a revolver, right? And then
Yeah.
call you, and then
I put my
basically
own-
be Revolver Ocelot.
So anyway, she can currently bounce 3 times, although it's not relevant here. She needs to only bounce once. So, and this is important, you make a disc golf ranged attack here.
Yep. Don't laugh at me.
I like the idea of like there's like fucking explosions and blood going everywhere, and your mind goes back to a clearer day of when you're just in the park being like
Disc golf.
throwing like a frisbee,
You know-
and then it's like, and then it like cuts to you just going like "Ugh," instead.
It'd be really weird if this came in handy one day, right?
Yeah.
And then like there's like a slow motion thing of like the discus hitting like the flag, right? But it's actually the disc golf thing hitting the dog in the fucking face.
Oh man, I really want to roll a crit.
Oh.
Roll that crit.
Some
Do
sort
it.
of weird Adam Sandler dream where you're like, it's all in the hips. It's all in.
You took me off my page. I can't roll it now. All right, so I just rolled skill disc golf, range combat.
Yep. There's a little dice right next to it, so you just click it.
Luckomancer?
Hey.
Did you just call Luckomancer?
She just called Luckomancer from Mistborn.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Mistborn only works in Mistborn.
Oh, damn it.
and it doesn't even really work for anyone else.
I know, right?
It consistently works in Mistborn.
Yeah, only for
doesn't.
Your
you.
name, I was going to say, your name is Dr. Wreckage.
You used it to get people drunk last time.
Yes, I did use luck powers to get people drunk in Mistborn last week. Tune in
Just
tomorrow.
use roofies like the rest of us.
Right?
Roofies are so hard. So on
You don't make a gummy?
It's like a patch, like a nicotine patch. but
I'm
with
sure that's how they got this little girl, right? They're just like, here, do you want some gummy bears? And she's like, yeah.
you want some candy?
So the robot doesn't have any cover. That's mechanically the power ricochet. Besides narratively allowing you to reflect your shots off of surfaces, also ensures that your opponent doesn't have cover to you. Not that this robot was in a situation that he was trying to have cover. That said, it still hits because he's not on the defensive anyway. I'm going to give you a circumstance bonus basically for coming out of nowhere.
Thank
The
you.
way that Aubrey's power works is that if it hits, it EMPs, and because it doesn't make any sense for the robot to resist with fortitude, like I'm going to just toughen up and not get EMP'd. It instead resists with dodge. So it still makes a dodge resistance check here. And it has to beat the effect rank plus 15, I believe, to succeed against this resistance. Let's check his resistance to the effect rank plus toughness or will. Just checking. Resistance check is D20 plus defense bonus plus modifiers, generally rank plus 10. Gotcha. So it's 10 plus rank, so he has to beat 18. Because that's your rank, is 8.
Got it.
He rolled 18.
Gross.
So just when...
Go home, dog.
You're drunk.
Aaron, you...
That's your home. You too good for your home.
Wow, the
You
Adam
might-
Sandler jokes are real tonight.
You might be listening in on the comm chatter between Oracle and Friend when you hear, oh, the robot is looking at your rather large friend who walked out and wasn't sure what to do. And you notice that the robot up on the 4th story has like dead locked onto you with its VDV on its it's got like a little head that swivels.
Everybody liked a little head, right?
And the little head has the VDV camera in it, which is what it would. So that is pointed at you.
Head
and
gives you VD. No, mind.
you are bathed in the pink light of that particular camera that notices you have superpowers. And just when you are like, oh shit, it's gonna go for me, you see a blue streak like bounce off of the lead convoy car, sail up towards the robot, bink the robot in the head, and then like it blinks for a second like it's a grenade that's about to go off, and the robot leaps away, and then the disc like it just stops glowing and falls to the ground. Because for those of you at home, an EMP doesn't have any visual effect. It just turns off and hits the ground.
Call of Duty lied to you, kids.
Yeah, Call of Duty lied to you. Electromagnetic pulses are not in the visible.
It may go dunk or something, but that's pretty much it.
It may make a noise, but you don't hear anything. Or so the robot leaps away. It's off the building. It lands behind the trailing convoy car. And all the bad guys have their turn.
Sweet.
So Yeah. What, pardon? Yes.
I said sweet.
Oh, I thought you said wait.
Wait, can we make them wait? Like, will they not attack us if we tell them to?
They
not?
delay their turn until
I use my
Wait.
superpower. Wait.
There
I mean,
are.
it works in the movies, right? They sound like, what are you? And then they don't do anything.
You can build the superpower weight in Mutants and Masterminds, though I wouldn't let you. There's a supplement for Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition, which is entirely just how to build time powers.
Oh.
Because they couldn't fit the rules for time powers in the basic thing. Yeah. With the bad guys' turn, I think we will go to break and come back and hear what the bad guys are going to do.
So
which
we'll
is
be-
probably kill everybody.
So we'll be back in 3 to 5. Don't go anywhere. This is our first break and probably the only break, by judging how long it took to get there. So we'll
Our
be back.
fucking GM's a slave driver.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God! How dare I hold you to a standard that mini games? follow.
Anyways, we'll be
2
back
hours.
in a moment. Don't go anywhere. More of this is coming.
So the soldier's turn. Oh, so many things happen. The first thing that we will visit upon in happening is Aubrey, from your perspective, the lead armored personnel carrier. The back of it opens up, and a stream of soldiers pour out. 3 on either side. Out of the passenger side, Major Robert Marius gets out. Sporting a sidearm, because the CO always only has a sidearm instead of a rifle, right? And moves behind them as they both move towards the group and him. That is to say, move towards the blood tornado, tentatively. The soldiers who have vacated the premises of the blood tornado get their shit together. After panicking, rightfully so, and they move towards the group that Robert Marius has left the vehicle with. They're sort of
Yeah, they're coming together. Yeah.
The back vehicle in the convoy starts backing away. It doesn't turn around and drive off. It just slowly starts driving back. The helicopter gets closer to a position where it can levy its Gatling gun. And the dog robot leaps over the vehicle that is backing up and lands square in front of Aaron Wright, the Spartan.
Good thing the Spartan loves dogs.
Now's your chance to punch out a robot dog.
Speakers deploy between the shoulder blades on either side of the dog robot. And in a voice that has been pleasingly selected by committee approval to be soothing and authoritative, it says,
Sausages.
"Citizen, stand down. You are being placed under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will blah 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 blah."
He gives
blah,
him the Miranda.
He starts reading him Miranda rights that have been slightly modified to involve certain omissions of speedy trial, and will be tried in front of a jury of your peers, etc.
Okay.
We head to the top of the player character's turn order once again, which does involve Aaron. Aaron, there's a robot telling you to come along quietly and do not resist arrest. What do you do?
I would like to grab both the speakers and just crush them.
Okay. You need to make a click.
I resist
Just
speakers.
crush this. Just crushing him. I'll let this be a boxing check.
I mean,
roll
my
me.
demolition's under close combat as well, so like
Yeah,
He
that's
doesn't
right.
have demolitions.
But I'm saying it's a close combat skill if that makes it any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is just his most appropriate skill.
Ah,
Yeah. So you reach for the robot. So far you've only seen it leap, right?
mhm.
When you reach for it, it like bends at the knees and without walking just slides 45 degrees around to your right.
Huh.
Like on like rollerblades or something.
Mhm.
And the Miranda rights stop being read to you by the robot.
That's fine, robot. I didn't want to grab your speakers and crush them anyways. I'll just not do that. That's fine.
Tiffany,
Nimble little minx, isn't she?
it's also your turn. Robert Marius and a whole contingent of soldiers are gathering basically right in front of you.
Are they within like arm's reach?
They are within move and arm's reach. So you get a free move action. You could move out and easily be within arm's reach.
Of a whole bunch of soldiers.
Well, so 6 came out of the vehicle with Major Robert Marius, and 4 soldiers survived the blood tornado and are heading towards that location for a total of 10.
So I could totally go over to them and give them a nasty paper cut on the knees.
Hello, Unmade Gaming.
Are there any is there anybody who's not like all huddled up in a big cluster that I'm going to get stomped on if I go anywhere near?
Major Robert Marius is well away from the rest of the pack. He's
Go for the bus. It's totally fine.
he's closer to you and also further back from the rest. Like he's sort of in the back left, overlooking all of them, giving orders.
Okay, I'm gonna try and sneak up behind him and hamstring him.
All right, you're gonna try and hamstring General Robert Marius. That
Paper
is
cuts.
Major Robert Marius. I'm gonna keep making that mistake. He's only a major. He's not a general.
Major arsehole.
He's only a major pain. Ha ha ha. Remember
All right, guys, that was fun.
So remind you
was
that
fun,
I am sort of like still flattened and traveling over the ground whilst doing this. I'm not going to like be like I am made of paper. I get you.
Right. As a matter of fact, because of the situation, you don't even have to make a stealth check. You
Sweet.
do have to make a close combat check.
Oh, good. That should be fun. Do I have close combat?
No, you don't.
Okay.
And in fact, you only have a +1 to your fighting at all. Period. So good luck.
Do I even? I don't even have like a dice thing for close combat. Or do I? No.
You can just click an empty close combat.
Oh, okay, right. That's fine.
Because then it just takes your fighting, which is what you roll if you don't have a close combat skill. Not bad. Actually, that's a really okay close combat check. Unfortunately, Major.
He's got armor, right?
No, no, actually, he does, but that's the problem is that Major Robert Marius is like a 5th level black belt. He's got a parry of 11.
Does that matter though if it's like stealth? Like, can you parry a stealth attack?
He makes his defense against an attack.
Okay.
So she's not having to make a stealth check. She succeeds at that, but
I don't know. What I'm saying is, if the attack comes from out of nowhere, they even have the there we go.
Cognizance?
Yeah, the ability to even like.
Well, she
parry
probably gets a
something
bonus to
with
the
it.
attack.
she makes the attack, and his parry is sufficient to block it.
Okay.
Which in this case, Tiffany, if everything had gone perfectly, what would this have looked like?
Probably like something just sort of and just sort of sliced his hamstring. So it's like, ugh.
You mean his Achilles heel or whatever? Like just like.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what ends up happening is that you slash out to go for his leg. His leg wheels around, gets you in the paper elbow, and suddenly you're both on the ground, and even though you're made out of paper, he has you in like a triple leg lock.
Ah!
Even on a piece of paper? Wow, okay.
Motherfucking ninjas. Well, I'm just gonna. Okay, that's fine. Then I'm just flailing in papery ineffectiveness.
For a second, he says nothing. Just trying, like wide-eyed, staring at this paper lady, who I will say is paper cutting the shit out of him. Like
Yeah.
he's not avoiding that. He's not avoiding that at all. Nick. Like his legs are getting all diced up. His like uniform is starting to just fall to ribbons. He then immediately calls out, "Hostiles! This isn't an accident. We're under attack."
Fuck.
Immediately the 10 soldiers who are sort of coalescing, like they were just sort of gathering and looking at the blood tornado. They're looking in every direction. One line is at knees, the other's up in the back with over the heads and shoulders.
Help!
One guy is like coming over with restraints for Tiffany.
Yeah,
running.
restrain the paper girl.
Just roll me up and put me in a cardboard tube.
Yeah,
Go
they
on.
bring one of those poster containers, and they're just like.
I mean, he really is just bringing those like those
Got the
crossbar
Unsuf
bracers.
logo on it and everything.
Oh god, I like the idea that instead of like handcuffing her, like they just close the braces and they just push her into the bracer hole like a poster.
Like a little cork at the end.
This is very stuffy in here.
Sydney.
Yeah.
You are having difficulty perceiving anything around you. More than just the fact that you are at the center of a blood tornado, your vision has gone red. You can only see blood, and you smell better than you've ever smelled before. And I don't mean you emit a smell that smells better. I mean your sense of smell is more keen than it has ever been before, and you smell the open air, and your mind is filled with thoughts of rolling plains and like majestic Mustang stallions leaping across fences and babbling brooks and like deer and like all of that shit. And then you feel an intense sense coming from elsewhere of like carnal bloodlust.
Okay. Does it feel like, okay, here's my question to you. Does it feel like I'm taking a back seat in all of this?
It feels like you're in a dream in one of those. Remember, you ever had a dream where
Is it like that Naruto fucking thing where I'm like standing there and then there's a guy next to me and he's in a cage and I'm like, hey man, what's up? And he's like, I'm inside you. Is it like that?
no, it's
Okay.
not like that. It is like
More like he is the blood tornado.
it's a lot more like when you're having a dream, and in the dream you are you in the dream, but none of your actions are yours. You're just sort of watching you do things.
Oh, I have that
Damn it.
fucking dream all the time. It's creepy. Yeah.
It's like you're like,
No,
why?
that's your real life, Henry. That's your real life.
So
Why would you tell so and so to go fuck off? I would never say that. Why am I telling so and so to go fuck off?
Why am I naked in school? Why?
So
Why aren't I naked in school?
with that in mind, am I able to like I have like my whole thing is like awareness, right?
Uh-huh.
So is there a way that I can see through this because I have something I wish to do this turn?
Well, you can make an awareness check.
Okay. Is it necessary to make an awareness check?
What do you want to do?
I want to find that girl and get her the fuck out of here. And maybe even those other guys.
You can't do that. You have no control over your own body right now.
Right, okay.
But you can make an awareness check to see through the blood mist.
Okay. Is it at a negative?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Just awareness check. There's no you only ever get applied negative modifiers in a versus check.
Okay.
If you are making a check against the universe, then the difficulty just goes up.
How's the 21 for you?
The 21 is enough for you to see through the blood haze. It does feel like you're a passenger in all of this, but what you see is outstretched in front of you, giant beetle-like pincers have closed around the metal tube containing the little girl, and you are soaring through the air.
I'm nowhere to be found. I'm gone.
A whole new world.
Don't you dare close your eyes. Yeah. Hold your breath, it gets better.
In the blood tornado?
Okay, so do I have an idea of, like, can I see the ground?
No. You literally just see things rushing past you, and you know you're moving far too quickly to be traveling on foot. You also have a falling sensation that you had originally misplaced as this whole dreamlike thing. But now that you can see through it, you're like, oh, I'm actually falling. Everybody else, you see a bloody tentacle whip its way out of the blood tornado, latch onto the same building that the drone had originally latched onto, and like the tentacle goes taunt for a second, the whole blood tornado snaps into the air and it like carves up the side of the building as he leaps away, and is fucking gone.
Wow.
Hey, that's cool. Flying blood things. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
I'll be like, oh, well.
Not again.
Using the rescue, now get off me.
Let's get out of here.
Now I'm going to have to rescue the rescue rangers, as it turns
Yeah.
out. So.
Little help here.
Dirk's definitely already seen this anime.
Speaking of, Dirk, it's your turn. Tiffany is currently being like
Manhandled?
super restrained by Major Robert Marius.
Okay. You know the exploding mine EMP things?
Yes.
How close is that first one to a truck? Could I get to it without having to go through people, for instance?
You could get to it without having to go through people. The problem is that because Robert Marius has called out, we're under attack. The soldiers that were looking at the blood tornado have now like looked out in every direction, so they will see you, but they are behind the first lead convoy truck, which is just in front of the first MP because it never made it there.
Okay.
So
how about this? Can I run across the road, kick the EMP under the first truck, and then continue to carry on running across the road?
You could make that attempt.
Also, another question: can I run like this? It's important.
I will give you a +2 circumstance modifier for running like that.
Awesome. What do you actually want me to roll?
You need to roll athletics.
Oh, that's not something I would like to roll. Thanks.
Well, unfortunately, that would be the running and kicking stat.
I mean...
But you do get a +2 circumstance bonus for running like that.
Okay.
Remember that time we went for a run around the block? And you
Oh,
came with
yeah.
us?
And I nailed it. That's what the +2 is coming from.
So this is the montage bonus time where you just see.
Wow. That's actually pretty good.
All right.
I have like a -1 to that.
You succeed at running across, kicking it under, and continuing to run. However, we need to find out if
How much
you get
damage
shot
a
by-
landmine does to your feet.
Well, we have to figure out how many times he gets shot by soldiers. Right. So let's do
Did
that.
you guys
then.
just all die trying to rescue me?
So far, nobody has died trying to rescue you.
So far.
So far.
So far, yeah.
So far.
So far.
I would like to point out that I am running erratically, so I
So
can
what's that,
dodge.
a plus 95 to the dodge bonus?
Yeah, they get like a minus 17 to try and hit me.
Well, they're in a pretty precarious situation. I'm not gonna say that their shooting is the best that it's ever been. Your dodge, which is the necessary one for ranged, is 5, so they need to make a 15 to hit you.
Wait, your dodge is 5? How high is your agility?
I've got some very unfortunate news about what stat they roll, though. Unsurprisingly, soldiers have all been trained in the use of a rifle.
That's a good point. Can he catch the bullets in his pocket dimension?
He has the capacity to have a power that lets him do that. He does
Evolve!
not
Do
have
it!
that power.
Do it! Evolve! Save yourself! Now's the
Quick, pull the
time.
plot armor out of your bag.
Well, that's the whole point of the evolve mechanic, right? To pull out the plot armor when you need it.
All right, I need you to make 2 toughness rolls.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
Okay. It's fine.
Unsurprisingly, Dirk isn't very tough.
How,
fine,
how
everything is
dead
fine.
is dead?
He has -4 to further toughness checks from here on out, and he is staggered and hindered. However, he makes it to Aubrey just as a bullet whizzes through his ankle and like across his open back. Owie! Owie!
Holy fuck, dude. -4 is like almost unconscious, right?
No, so it isn't. He didn't fail by 4 because that would be death. He has -4 going on to further toughness checks. It's not until he fails a single toughness check by 4 degrees
Ah.
that's stacking -1 toughness
Yeah, yeah.
that this health is. Like eventually he would make such a bad toughness check that he would fail by 4 degrees. As it is, he failed by 3 twice. So he's still in a very, very bad situation.
It's fine. He can hop.
Barely. Aubrey, Dirk makes it into your arms after kicking an EMP under the
I'm here to rescue you.
the lead convoy vehicle. He bleeds on you.
Okay, I'll hold him up.
He also did kick an EMP under the lead vehicle, so that's a thing. And also Tiffany is being arrested, and also Aaron is fighting a robot.
I really want to help against that robot.
Well, then EMP
Okay.
is probably
Nobody
kill
in
it.
the lead vehicle right now. Didn't all of the soldiers get out?
The driver is still in the lead vehicle.
An EMP is not going to kill anyone, except for the
It's
dog.
not. No, it's not. But I was like,
It might short circuit nearby electrical things.
right. How close is not General What's His Face
Major asshole.
How long is not
Asshole
Jen?
and Tiffany to that first car?
They are on the other side of the car from you, about 10 feet from it.
So that should be outside of the EMP blast.
The actual again, it's an EMP. It's not going to hurt people.
Right.
Unless they have a
But-
pacemaker or something.
But you don't want to like ruin her
Electronics
cell phone.
on
Yeah,
them,
she's
yes.
well outside of it. It would only affect the car.
Okay. And the guy in the car.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
it would be an
texting his
action to
wife.
trigger. It would be an action to trigger, so you can either trigger it to disable this vehicle or make an attack on the robot that Aaron is fighting.
Save me!
You can only do one of those things. I mean, you could also try and save Tiffany, but you don't really have the kit for that.
Yeah,
I really don't. I need
I mean,
to
you
save Aaron.
Let me
so that
clarify.
Aaron can save
You
Tiffany.
could beam General or Major Robert Marius in the head with a discus. It would do nothing except for beam someone in the head with a metal thing.
So
do
like,
that.
physical damage.
But it wouldn't electrically, magnetically pulse turn him
It would
off
just be dunk, ow.
unless Major Robert Marius is a robot.
He might be.
He might be a cyborg.
It's a good possibility. Also,
I-
I really like the narrative of the
You
guy.
also know their weak point is their face, so
That's true.
the guy in
Yeah,
the car.
I had to roll to find out somebody's weak point was their face.
Look, it's not as interesting for the normal humans, Dirk, but eventually when you roll
So-
against a robot or like a mutant monster thing, you're going to feel good that you know that the weak point is actually the arm. Or whatever.
Dirk's just standing there going, they're covered in armor apart from their face. No. No.
Scanning.
He's like, the hard
Aubrey-
One
Aubrey,
moment,
Yeah.
please. Loading.
Aubrey takes a look at the situation and is torn for half a second, but knows that Aaron is more likely to be able to take care of himself than Tiffany, especially while she's literally made out of paper.
Okay.
And is going to go ahead and just go for the chuck a hunk of metal at this guy's face.
Okay.
Which, since the face is the weak point, don't I get a bonus +2 to this?
You do get a +2 bonus. So you get to make a discus golf check against Major Robert Marius.
Wow. Okay.
I didn't add the +2 because I was too excited.
It's a 9.
It's really bad.
Now, 9. You know that's one short of hitting because he's in a grapple.
Do you have your heroic?
Can I spend a hero point to make that hit?
You can spend a hero point on this roll, a single hero point, and hit. And because you're spending a hero point, I'll even make it a little more interesting. Tiffany, a blue Tron disc beams Major Robert Marius in the temple while he's grappling with you and some guy is walking along.
How many rotations does his head do of his neck?
None. This guy is walking along to arrest you. He doesn't break his leg lock, but for a second he loses grasp with his right arm, and your right arm comes free. That's not enough to free you, but you're in a grapple with him, which means he cannot parry an attack if you have a free arm.
I'm going to sort of instinctively flail at his neck.
At his neck.
Which also is the face because of circumstance bonus. Yeah?
Yes, it is also the face.
No, their armor just goes around here, and there's a little hole cut out.
They're like in a diving suit of armor, they're just like this.
So what you guys...
They're like Vogons.
So what nobody knows until this exact moment about Tiffany is that she has no training in close combat, so her capacity to hit is very low. But of everyone, far and away, if she actually manages to hit, she has the most damaging attack.
Play the montage music.
So, Robert
Just
Marius,
her in the library.
Marius is still going to make a toughness check against this attack. But technically, I'm just going to throw this out here. If he totally eats it on this, you have the capacity to kill someone who's supposed to be an antagonist for the rest of the campaign in a single attack.
He'll be
the
fine.
game.
He'll be fine.
No, he's fine.
Okay.
So,
Does he end up with like a
gonna call it,
Kerrigan-style scar?
no, as a matter of fact, he rolled a 19, which is one off of a critical save.
Okay.
You did bypass his armor, and you did get a +2 circumstance bonus, which means under normal circumstances, if you had...
Wait, am I missing something? Did she even roll?
I didn't roll, no.
She didn't have to make an attack check.
Oh,
So
right,
I applied it to the other side.
Right, okay.
I applied the circumstance bonus to damage.
Right.
With both of those, he barely manages to fail by 1, which he otherwise would not have done at all. Which means he takes a -1 to further toughness checks. And that's it. Which is not sufficient to free you from the situation.
But he is bleeding quite... Wait, is he bleeding?
It's a paper cut.
Is he bleeding on me?
No, I mean,
paper cuts are those things, they don't bleed until like sometimes ever, and they
Okay,
Until you
it really
squeeze it.
fucking stings though. Like
things so bad, but he doesn't even wince.
Yeah,
he looks at you with cold, dead, stone eyes. His right arm that flailed free when he got beamed in the head just wraps around you again.
Stop crumbling me! Ah!
Now, Tiffany, not for nothing, he's quite a handsome salt and pepper man made out of muscle. He's really taken charge of this situation, and under other circumstances, being manhandled like this, maybe.
Yeah, what
Anyway,
movie of Chris Pratt is he?
no movies of Chris Pratt. Like I said, he's the general from Avatar.
He's the neck guy.
I don't think Tiffany's in any position to really appreciate this right now. She's just like,
just give him a hand job. Just
with the paper, that would be.
Paper lady hand job, no good.
can I try and slip a hand down his trousers? Actually, let's go for the vulnerable spot.
We'll see about next turn. If we make it that far. Not to be a GM to comment on strategy, but maybe helping Aaron with the robot would have let him help Tiffany.
I literally said that, and then I didn't do it.
You literally didn't do that. You were like, he's probably more capable, but I'll beam what's-his-face in the head with a disc.
Yeah, but to be fair, we could have killed a really important NPC.
You were in a situation that could have happened, yes, correct.
That's fine. Just leave me here all by myself with the robot.
Unfortunately, instead of
He's getting emotional again. Jeez.
Instead of rolling a 1 like he needed to, he rolled a 19, which is almost the opposite. So,
well,
I mean, there's a 1 in there.
Is I totally said that I should help him, and then he can help her. And then I was like, you know what? You told me I can hit him in the face, and I think
I want to be the hero right now. That's it.
I do.
I need the glory right now.
Got the one hanging off of my side, and the other one's in danger. I just gotta.
Speaking of,
how much is your hair blowing in the wind?
Like,
Which Chris Pratt movie are you? Right now.
Mostly, Aubrey's just kind of sweaty and being bled on right now by Dirk. Speaking of Dirk, can we get a sampling of your whimpering? Gotcha.
I'm
so
like
that's
50
happening.
Cent right now.
That's happening unceasingly. Just sort of put that in your mind, in your arms right now. Bad guy's turn.
Also, I'm trying to fetal position in your arms.
Just throw me like one of your discs.
I'm holding you comfortingly.
So the bad guys are going to try and do 2 things on this turn. Well, 3 things. The helicopter is going to move yet further into position. Someone's going to try and restrain Tiffany with actual restraints. And a robot is going to attack Aaron. And I think we should all come together and watch the Spartan fight a robot. So, you tried to reach out
In the red corner, we have the man, the mountain himself, the Spartan, coming in at 335,000 pounds. Your champion, Aaron Wright.
From parts unknown, representing man-made accomplishment, the machine,
Boo.
the robot,
Boo.
the dog. And then, I imagine the dog's fans bark in the audience, like, woof, 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 woof.
Or is the robot voice going, bark, bark,
bark, bark, bark.
Just saying it onomatopoeically.
Mark.
Woof.
You have the right to remain.
So, you tried to reach out and grab the speakers and crush them on this robot. It did, a Toch coma style, right next to you. And on either of its front shoulder blades, it has these 2 metal box-looking things. You've always seen them on all dog robots, and you presumed they were storage or maybe machinery. But it unfolds and it's 2 machine guns.
That's fine. Just pull machine guns out of your shoulders. Whatever.
And it's also a robot, so it's really good at aiming.
You could say it's computer assisted.
You could say that. In fact, it's extremely unlikely that it'll miss. What is your dodge modifier?
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally nothing.
That makes it a routine check for the robot to hit you with a gun, so you literally can't not be hit. But I'm going to roll anyway because it might crit or it might critically miss. Just for the record, anytime that a skill check or an attack check or anything is a routine check, you can choose to not roll it. You miss out on the capacity for critical hits, but you also avoid critical misses, which will still make it miss. So he's going to still roll, and you're really going to hope for a critical one.
That's an 18.
Is that a critical one?
I
No,
think if you
no,
pick
that's-
it-
That's not a critical one.
Eye, it kind of looks like a one.
Yeah. If you
But Aaron, you get to roll a toughness check, which is pretty big on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, ouch.
Owie.
That's supposed to be big on you, but it isn't. You fail by 2 degrees.
Oh God, guys.
So if I go back down to the
You got a -1 on that?
Bad.
No, that's a weird API thing again because
Yeah,
we don't
no,
have any bonuses to it, so it just.
So it's a program that says for every one of these add -1.
Yeah.
But -1 equals 0, so there's no -1. It's just very complicated. Anyway, you are dazed and have a -1 penalty to further toughness checks. Please mark the injury on your sheet. And dazed, for the folks playing at home, causes click. Dazed character is limited to free actions and a single standard action per turn.
Oh, you're in the territory that I was in last episode where I literally could not do shit.
So basically, you've lost your move action, but you can use your standard action to move. That's what dazed is.
Okay.
So you get peppered with machine gun fire. You are surprisingly resilient to it. Think of it like you're a tank in Left 4 Dead, and they've peppered you with machine gun fire. Technically, the bullets have entered your flesh, but they haven't done anything lethal. They have, however, really, 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 really hurt. So that is the thing that is limiting your mobility here. The bad guys have a couple more turn things to do before we ask Aaron what he does in response to this robot shooting him in the point blank. So first things first, they're going to try and restrain Tiffany. A guy comes over with those cross iron bar bracers. And
Wait, hang on. Sorry, I hate to interrupt. I'm a little confused here because it went me, it went Dirk, it went Tiffany. No, it went Dirk, and then it went Aubrey. And then
Aaron
it goes
tried to
bad
reach out and
guys?
grab the speakers and missed.
But that
So
was last turn, right?
it was
Yeah,
you.
It's still the bad guy's turn.
Yeah, the bad guys have a turn, and all of the bad guys get to have a turn.
No, I get that, but weren't they dead last?
Yeah, so everybody went.
But
You went,
that means
Martin
the
went,
two
Tiffany went, Aubrey went, Dirk went, or Dirk went before Aubrey, and then the bad guys went.
So I thought the Spartan went last. Oh no, his first turn was doing nothing. Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, his
I
first turn
remember.
was doing nothing because he was like, there's a blood tornado.
Okay.
Right?
I remember now. Sorry.
Yep.
Continue.
Yep, where everything's fine. It's all fine. Everything's fine. So the guy has these bracers, and besides like the fact that you're made out of paper, he's like trying to figure out how to actually get at your arms in this spaghetti that you have made with.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah.
And he's like, "Sir, she seems to be made out of paper. Her, I think it's a lady.
Yes, I'm a lady.
I can't really get in, and it's like, damn it, soldier, do I have to do everything? And he's going to try and knock you unconscious.
Have you ever
to
seen
make
a
this-
man wrestle a cardboard cutout before? Because I imagine that's what this is looking like a little bit.
Have you ever seen the video game Push Me, Pull You?
No.
Oh God.
Um,
Wait, is that the one with the two really long people and it's all like fucking weird and just
yes.
No, that's just sex.
It's all getting a bit weird and kinky. Okay, cool. But yeah, I'm sort of like, can you knock somebody unconscious if they're completely flat?
Yes, you can.
Damn it.
Because you don't have resistance to that, which is a power that you could feasibly argue that you could have if you increased your powers.
I'm hearing a lot of, now you could have that power.
But you don't.
So you're going to die now.
I think this is an excellent learning experience where we can all hear about the powers that could have saved us, and then later on we can have those powers, and it'll be great.
If you survive.
If you survive.
Can't you guys evolve, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but can they not evolve right now? If they wanted to? If it was gonna
Not in
help
this situation, not yet.
Okay.
Tiffany is getting very close to a situation in which she could easily argue that her powers evolve. So keep that in mind as he tries to punch you in the face to knock you unconscious. He gets a 19. What is your parry? I think it is 3. That's enough to hit. So roll toughness for me, please.
All right, where's my toughness? Where is toughness?
You must get higher
Oh,
than
yeah.
you must get higher than a 14 to resist this. You must get a 14 or higher. You do.
Yay!
So he
I've had a lot of books dropped on my head. Okay.
he clocks you in the face, but it's very much like hitting a plastic bag in the wind. You know, you just sort of concave to it and nothing happens.
Ah!
Ow. It's still very like abrupt, and there's still the sound of like smacking a hand against paper.
He probably bruises a knuckle against the floor behind me, though. Ow!
God damn it! I mean, if you want to spend a hero point, I'll say that happened, but otherwise,
I'll save my hero points. I
I
don't
think
have
you
2
should.
hero points, by the way, from last time.
I don't think you should. I think you should not spend your hero point here.
Right, but do I have 2 hero points from last time because I didn't put them on there?
You didn't spend one, and you earned one. So that is true. You should have 2 actually yourself.
Cool. Okay,
So
right.
keep that in mind if, say, you entered a situation in which your powers might advance. And one final bad guy thing is that the helicopter at the end of the street finally lowers into position where its side door with mounted gunner is visible over the entire street. This is at the north side, so it cannot actually see Aubrey and Dirk right now because they've moved to the south side of a building. But otherwise, it has perfect clarity over the entire battlefield. And that's where we come back to Aaron or Tiffany. Do either of you have a thing that you would like to do?
Yes. So
Just not
Aaron,
die? Would you like to not die?
that would be nice. So Aaron's just been shot by
Yes.
a robot dog with machine guns.
Yes.
Lap.
Yeah. So
Sorry, bark. My bad.
So he's like, man, why did you really have to shoot me like that? You know, when you shoot me like that, you just really make me angry. And so he is going to just try to like overhand smash and just smash right on top of the dog. Just full on.
In a different alternate dimension, it's like, oh, why'd you have to shoot me? It really makes me emotional.
So this is
Just
definitely
a Spartan and Dirk just crying in unison.
this is definitely a fighting check, which or a boxing check. Which, by the way, you forgot to increase your fighting with your other increase.
Does my fighting go up? I thought it was just my strength, stamina, and then presence down.
Your power is strength, stamina, and fighting, and awareness and presence go down. So
That's right.
you might have hit your last attack. In
Man.
fact, I think you would have, but you didn't correctly.
So he's got crushed speakers. That's about it.
Well, that would have feasibly done damage to the robot as well, but it doesn't count because he didn't manage his own power correctly, and that's
Yeah.
We missed it. He's got crushed speakers.
So anyway, your fighting goes up by 4, right? Yeah. So now make your boxing check with your increased fighting.
It's Mashy Dog. Oh, come on.
Critical 1. Which, so critical misses.
Hero point?
You punch yourself in your own dick.
Hero point.
Well, first of all, I do think you get a hero point for critical misses, but first let me actually go to the critical misses section, because, I mean, I know there was a 1 in 20 chance of it happening, but I just didn't think they could be that unlucky on top of everything else.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
Critical misses. A natural 1 on an attack check is always a miss, regardless of your total result. Oh, excellent news! Unlike other systems, there's no ancillary punishment to that. You just
that's good.
You just have to live with the fact that you failed.
So you punch down, and it does the exact same thing it just did to you, and you feel kind of stupid. Because you crash down like the Hulk in the cement as it just 45 degrees to your behind, basically. And you use your standard action to attack, so you don't get to move instead. So you're still there, also in full view of the helicopter now as well.
Ticks out for Aaron.
Tiffany. It's also your turn. You're in a grapple. Now, technically, you can make a fighting check to break a grapple. But, I mean...
That's not going to happen.
I mean, if you rolled like a 20... If you rolled like a 20, it would happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's technically possible.
I'm going to try and shove my hand down his pants and go for the nuts.
All right, you can make another attack check then. Well, you don't have to make an attack check. You automatically attack because he's in a grapple with you. No, I'm wrong. The reason why you were able to make an attack was because the grapple was broken for a moment, and then you had a free check because you were engaged.
Right, okay.
You have to make an attack check because you are in a grapple, and it represents you wiggling out of the grapple enough to gain purchase.
Okay.
So you still have a +2 modifier, but you have to make a close combat check.
I was really hoping you would have to make a toughness check for Major General's privates.
Major General's privates.
And Marius has a gigantic parry, so you'd miss. He is
parries
just not
with his
frantically
actual
groping
penis.
at him.
Yeah, you're groping at him, and I don't think what you're trying to do is lost on him. But he seems unfazed. All right, so things are going poorly.
I just feel like,
Dirk, it's your turn. You've been shot twice. You're bleeding.
So, I would like to spend a hero point to change something about the scene.
You are allowed to do that, so long as the opposite of what you're saying has not already been specified. So we haven't said that it isn't raining, so it could be raining. But we have said that we're underneath a highway, so it can't not suddenly be under.
I mean, I was going to go for something a bit more useful than that. When the middle truck exploded...
Yes.
And knocked soldiers over and stuff, and one guy died.
Yes.
I feel like his gun might have come out of his hands and skittered over to where we are right now.
Yeah, it absolutely did.
All right,
in again, boys.
There we go.
Say hello to my little friend.
I would like to, still crying, streaming tears, angry, upset, hurt.
I've never killed a man before.
It doesn't hurt like this in Counter-Strike.
Right.
So, yeah, you can. I'll let you use your Nerf guns. Why not?
Yay!
Roll Nerf guns to shoot your. Now, who are you shooting?
Can I see the robot that's like wrecking the Spartan right now?
Ooh.
It is. Yes, it is. You haven't made. I'll also say this: you haven't made an assessment check against the robot.
Oh, okay.
So you don't know its strengths, its weaknesses, or its
that would
health.
take me another action, right, to do the assessment.
And it would take your action to learn the weakness of the robot, which you could do. But you do know the weakness of Major Marius.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go
Shoot
for
him in
Major
the
General's
face.
privates.
All right, so add +2 to this roll
Please don't shoot me.
in the miscellaneous section of the Nerf gun roll.
Okay.
What is your Nerf gun skill at?
He
6.
rolled a total modifier of 6, so he'll be rolling a total modifier of 8.
That's not so bad.
Um,
That's actually pretty good.
So 8 to hit against Robert Marius's dodge.
Hey, 22.
Come on!
Marius's
Hit.
dodge is a total DC check of 18, so you hit. Which means he makes a toughness save against your
His superpower is to grow a metallic beard that blocks bullets.
gun. Oh no. Wait, no attribute found for what? That's not right.
Yeah, I had the exact same message problem when I rolled toughness. I just ignored it.
Well, anyway, we're going to use that first result, which is 6 plus. He got a 7, but he's also supposed to get 6 more on top of that. So he got.
It says he got a 6 plus a 2 minus a 1.
Right, but that's not. So his modifier is 8.
Remember, he has a -1 to his toughness modifier going forward.
Yep. But what that should be a total of then is 7 or 6 plus 8 minus 1, which is 14. He got a 14.
There we go.
He got a 14 on his toughness check, which is 2 degrees of failure against a machine gun or an assault rifle,
He's also
essentially.
taking a bullet to the face. I don't.
I mean, you don't.
Don't pull apart the game world.
Yeah, exactly.
I've just realised something.
Yeah.
I need to start carrying lemon juice around with me.
There you go. Yep. I would allow you to have the affliction lemon juice, which can only work on a target that limited to targets that you have previously damaged.
I would die facing a betadine bad guy. I hit him with a blood power, and the betadine just bubbles of blood.
So it's like affliction, 3 degrees of failure. Like they killed themselves. Like they're just like, no, I can't take it.
Yeah.
This is the worst. This is the most excruciating pain ever. Anyway,
Salted
we'll talk
lemon
about that.
juice. It's like, yeah.
Dirk grows the Rambo cajon. Tell me what this looks like, Dirk. You've been shot. You're weeping.
Push your turtle's mask up to the forehead so it looks like a Rambo thing.
So I haven't had much experience with holding real guns apart from Nerf guns. They're a bit different. The reference I'm taking is from my Super Nintendo Super Scope. So I put the rifle on my shoulder and pull the trigger like that, and I'm just screaming and going.
Okay, so first of all, you fall over on your ass. Second of all, you can't hear anything. And third of all, you hit this guy. Tiffany, Robert Marius gets peppered with bullets, and as a result of becoming staggered and hindered, and -1 to further toughness checks going forward, the grapple breaks. You have not used your move check. You have not.
I am going to get the fuck out of there.
Use slither, which is your cool power. Where to?
Probably under the nearest car for starters.
All right, you move underneath the lead convoy vehicle, which is well within your move distance and well out of immediate danger from Robert Marius or his soldiers. Aubrey, Dirk just fucking shot a dude.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Although I didn't see it because I've just fallen backwards and I'm lying on the floor going mop.
Yeah.
You literally put the AK next to your ear and you're like.
But, I don't know. Is the dog still on Spear?
Yeah. No, the dog just peppered him with machine gun fire, then moved 45 degrees behind him when he tried to Hulk it, and he whiffed.
EMP.
All right, we're gonna throw one at the dog. I got 2 left, so
Now, yeah, like if this doesn't work, the Spartan is in a lot of trouble.
The Spartan doesn't know the meaning of trouble.
So
Look it up.
let's roll a disc golf.
Wait, didn't you say that she could blow up the one that's underneath the car and target the dog with it?
No.
No, I can't target the dog with it. It would just target the car.
Okay.
Because that's where it is, right? So she has to make an attack check to get her disc to the bad guy, and then the bad guy makes it like a dodge check to not be
And
affected.
I did not get any info about weak points of this dog.
Not on the robot, no. So you do not have
Okay.
any circumstance bonuses against this guy.
Real bad.
You have a hero point.
You don't. I
roll
spent
that.
it.
Wait, where did you spend it?
I spent it to hit
Beam the guy in the head. Did you spend one last episode?
No.
So then you had two going into this episode. So you have one more. You have one more.
I forgot we got one at the beginning. Did
Yeah,
everybody
you
else remember that?
Everybody got one for free, and then
Yeah,
you guys got one for successfully delivering medical supplies, etc. So
Oh, would I have two? I mean, I've still got my only one. But I didn't deliver shit.
Alright,
so-
let's-
spent one last
do it.
episode. You have one right now.
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. Cool.
You do have one.
Great. I did
Oh,
not
so
know those episodes
did we get one from the start of the episode, and we get another one from delivering the stuff?
No, so you don't get one every episode. You got
Oh,
one
my
for
bad.
everybody
I
got
did
one
last
going, like when we introduced hero points, which we waited an episode to do, we introduced hero points and everyone started with one. From the preceding 8 months, you had done something heroic. So you had a hero point. Then a couple people spent them.
I organised some bookshelves.
Then you guys did something heroic. You either delivered medicine or stood up to a villain, etc. It doesn't matter. The point is, everybody got another one going into this episode because of last episode.
Maximum of 2, minimum of 1, basically.
Is where you're currently at. Well, you could have
Yes.
0 if you spent them this episode. Anyway, like in fact, Dirk, you're at 0 because you just spent one to modify the narrative, and you spent one last time to steal.
Yeah, I thought we got one at the start of the episode, so I'm glad we actually got one. Otherwise, that wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, no, and I've been keeping track of people's hero point totals, which is why, Aubrey, you can spend one to re-roll that check.
Let's do that. I definitely want to do that. Come
Okay.
on.
Big
Disc
whammy.
golf. Better.
All right, that does hit. That is necessary to hit. It does now make a dodge check.
Oh, shitty.
Oh, no, it doesn't dodge check. It needs to... No, it does dodge check. Yeah, it does.
Wait, does
Okay.
it dodge even if you ricochet? Pum, 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 pum.
So, yeah, no,
Yeah.
the resistance to her affliction is dodge.
Okay.
So that's why it's slightly confusing.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Hold on a second. I need to bring this guy's character sheet back open because, you know. Oh, that's right. He's got a metric ass load of dodge. Well, we'll see. You've got... all right. So, technically, he fails by 1 degree. But that does nothing. So... The disc golf hits him, it EMPs, and he starts fizzling a little bit. For further, Aubrey's power has the progressive stat. Every time she EMPs him successfully, regardless if it's 1 degree or not, he gets more affected. But her power doesn't do anything until the second degree of failure, where it shuts off a machine entirely. So she either had to make him fail by 2 degrees in a single check,
or 2
or-
1 degrees over...
or 2 1 degrees over the course of the entire fight.
Okay.
So she has done 1 degree. He has been weakened by electromagnetics, which doesn't make any sense scientifically. Don't question it.
The battery drains.
He's a little bit weaker. Going in to his turn. The robot is going to make a perception check
Of course he is.
to try and figure out what that was.
Yes, figure it out. Come at me, brah.
But he fails to do it. His VD scans the area
No targets found. Going home.
It just leaves. I'll throw you a bone though. He spent his turn scanning for
Dog
threats.
puns.
He spent his turn scanning for you because an EMP is a much bigger threat than this guy that he can easily dodge.
He said as Aaron Wright pushed his fist inside of him.
Maybe. But first we have to find out what the helicopter does.
He gets bored and flies away. It's like, these guys got it.
It sees that a superpowered individual is fighting with a robot and losing, so it doesn't care about helping the robot yet. What it did just see is Major Marius getting shot
In the face.
So it lays down suppressing fire.
Shit.
I would like to point out I am technically taking cover because I'm on the floor.
You fell on your ass, and Aubrey, you backed back into the alleyway after making an attack. But essentially, the entranceway to this alley and like the corner of the building are just being riddled with suppressing fire.
You know what's the best part about all of this, right? I'm not even aware that you guys are there. That's the best part about all of this.
Yeah, you broke yourself out. Everything's totally fine.
So I'm like heading back to the fucking firehouse with a new NPC
Maybe.
in tow, and I'm actually probably in Asia now because my guys just like got to take it back home or something.
Let's round this up because I definitely want to get to the aftermath of all of this before the end of the day. So this alleyway is filled with suppressing fire. We go back to the top of the turn order for Aaron and Tiffany. Tiffany, you have broken free of Marius's grasp. You are underneath a car. Aaron, you are fighting a robot who is like losing interest in you because you are so incapable of hitting it.
Yeah.
You're doing it, buddy. You're doing it.
So I want to pick up a piece of scrap from the truck.
Sure, there's some scrap.
Yeah.
Or maybe an abandoned car. There's stuff here. We established that there's junk around.
So I'm looking for an improvised weapon because obviously my fists aren't doing the job.
Okay, so improvised weapon is slightly better check for you.
Yeah.
And you're still going to attack the robot.
I'm gonna try to bat. My ideal situation is I'm gonna bat this robot into that helicopter.
Oh, well.
That's the aim.
Okay, I'll tell you what. You can bat the robot into the helicopter if you get a crit and spend a hero point. But you have to roll a 20. I'll put that on the table right now.
I feel lucky enough. I'm feeling it. I've had so many bad rolls the entire session. I'm due for this one. Give me that highlight wheel. I want this Twitch clip.
I want this Twitch clip.
Rolling for the crit.
Sure.
My improvised weapon. No.
No, it's not a crit.
What did you actually roll there?
13.
He did roll. He rolled okay. He hits. So the robot resists with toughness against a strength plus weapon. So the robot skids backwards as you like take an abandoned car and just smash it into the side of it. It skids backwards and it's clearly dented and its paint is scuffed.
Does it do it anime style, like in Akira on the bike, just like
Exactly like that. It is exactly like that. It is literally like, and it's like looking at him as it slides back. That's actually what I had in my mind, even as you said that, which is really, like, glad we're on the same wavelength.
One fucking scene. Every anime.
So, it failed by 2 degrees.
Sweet.
So it does take dazed as a modifier.
Suck it, robot! Literally, dazed is the worst fucking status effect in this game. I swear to God. It is literally the worst thing ever. Because you're like, alright, do I move or do I stand here and look cool? Because I can't do both now. So
Tiffany, it's your turn. The alleyway that could reunite you with Dirk and Aubrey is filled with gunfire. You are technically two-dimensional, and the soldiers are like, "Where did Tiffany go?" They don't say Tiffany. But
Where did that fucking flaily thing go?
She moved like a shadow across the ground. I think she's under the truck, and like they're sort of just confused. What do?
So, I'm probably going to be like, we should probably get out of here. And
That's definitely a free action.
Well,
now they know that you're going to get out of here.
Yeah, now you know they're gonna. Yeah, you done shittered.
Done shitted.
So where are you going? Like you could just book it.
Yeah, I think I might actually just try and slither away from the hail of gunfire.
All right.
There's not a lot I can do combat-wise as of now.
You book it. You book it south, which is why not, right? Like, so that's Tiffany.
Well, what I'm going to probably do is book it to the nearest sort of cover that's like, so I can observe the fight, but I'm not in the fight kind of thing. So if shit does go south, I could perhaps...
Dirk and Aubrey, you've now been cut off from the rest of the fight by literally a hail of suppressive fire. It is technically both of your turns. Aubrey, you are capable of ricocheting your attack past this, but you won't have sight lines. So I'll give you a -2 circumstance penalty, especially since the robot actually did move from Aaron's attack. That's if you want to attack. Otherwise, you could just bounce. Like literally bounce, as in leave, not as in bounce an attack off of a wall.
Right. No, I think
Literally bounce.
Yeah, figuratively bounce.
I think I'm gonna like push Dirk down the alley and be like,
Dirk, you bleed in response.
"You gotta get out of here!"
Ow!
And then I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna go ahead and do a throw.
-2.
I get a -2, but I still have a move action. We can still leave.
You can still leave.
It's not a double. Maybe it's not a double movement, but I'm still like, I'm right behind you, Dirk.
I mean, also they have to stop their own suppressive fire to chase you, so it's almost a protective thing as well.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna roll it at a -2.
Yep, do it. Go ahead, get there, do it.
Here comes the best roll in the game. No, okay.
Nope. Wouldn't even have hit even without the -2. A disc golf like lands at your feet, Spartan. Like literally like a frisbee that like comes to land. You know, it doesn't like skid, but it like floats down.
On a note,
So just have this car and just like.
It blinks blue for a second and then shuts off, and you're like your phone dies or something, and it doesn't. Just for flavor. So, Dirk, it's you have a turn in there. Do you do anything other than run away from suppressive fire?
Okay, so this dog that's been suppressing fire at me.
It's the helicopter that's suppressing fire.
Wasn't the dog turning to us as well?
The dog was looking for you guys. It didn't find you.
Oh, right. Okay. Can I see the dog where I am?
No, because you'd have to peek your head out of the alley, and that whole area.
I don't know. No, I don't want to do that.
I mean, if you want, you can. Like, you're allowed. The rules turn it into like a dodge check thing.
Okay, riddle me this. You know my what's it called?
wiggle me this.
Assessment or
Yes, your assessment power.
Is it assessment? I want to see, rather than like a weak spot on the helicopter, I want to see maybe a weak spot in its vision or something that I could get away
I have a question for you, Wreckage.
safely without being shot at.
You guys are fine, actually. If you just keep going east, if you guys just keep going, so you're in an alley, right? That comes onto this north-south road, so it just goes east, and they're peppering the entrance of the alley with suppressive fire, but you can just run off into the city at this point.
Okay, then.
I have a question for you, Wreckage. Just real
Dave?
quickly.
Yeah?
If Dirk uses his power and finds a weakness on these dogs, does that constitute forever, or is that just for this scene?
No, it's just for the scene. So it's all about situations, right?
Okay.
So later on, you might encounter soldiers that have face masks, and then their weak point will be somewhere else.
But
The
something
dog
like
robot,
okay, yeah, the dog, yeah.
they come with different like kits. They come with different arrangement. right? So if you haven't assessed him now, but say his weakness was his speakers, which wouldn't obviously be the case. Maybe not every model has a speaker, or it's not in the same place. So his assessment power is per attack or per combat.
Okay,
enough,
so what I'm going to do then is I'm gonna put the gun I picked up in my pocket dimension. Grab the walkie-talkie and just say, "The spear is blunted! The spear is blunted!" and then just book it.
All right, take what you will from that, Spartan. Especially because you attack this thing with a car. And therefore, it doesn't care about the EMP that missed this turn, and you're right here, and I mean...
You can put the car down, get in it, and drive away.
It's a routine check to shoot you.
You could give the car a valet. Well, wait.
It rolls anyway to try and crit or miss. It does not.
You could throw yourself at the helicopter and then drive away.
I need you to make a toughness check.
10.
Oh.
I think that's too much.
Oh, baby girl.
My rolls are awful.
They've been quite bad this evening. Is it round? Okay, hold on a second. I need to go check the thing.
It's not even blunted anymore. It's broken.
It has a check of or check result of 10 against a damage bonus of. Okay. Good news. You only failed by 3 degrees.
Not instantly dead.
Well, even incapacitated is only incapacitated. So you are staggered and dazed, and receive a further -1 penalty to all. Wait a minute. Did you apply your -1 penalty? Did you have that? Okay, good.
It should automatically
you literally failed that by 3 degrees by 1. So if it was 1 lower, you would have gone by 4 degrees. Right. So you're now staggered as well. And staggered is hindered on top of dazed. And hindered, see, that's such a complicated way of doing that. You move at half speed on top of only being able to move with the standard action. So it peppers you for more machine gun fire, and it is now your turn. You are dying. You're not literally the state dying, but this situation isn't going well. Now, technically, you have laid damage upon the robot. There is a theoretical situation in which you actually defeat this robot in a fight. But it is theoretical in the way that, like, dark matter is theoretical. So, like, well supported, but not certain. What do you do?
Can you do, like, a smoke screen with your gas?
That is a power that he could have.
But not yet.
Now, don't you still have some hero points left that maybe
He's got hero points.
I have one.
spontaneously?
So one of the hero points, the activations you can do is modify a power.
So you can modify a power, so you could have a smoke screen if you wanted.
And that could use
literally this turn with a hero point. You could change the scene, do something like
the
Dirk
earth
did.
opens and the dog is taken to hell.
And I want you to resolve this situation now, so we have a half an hour to do the follow-up. If you can. I will spend the last half hour on the death of the Spartan, if that's what we have to do.
The spear has blunted.
The spear has fallen.
What does the Spartan do?
Tiffany's probably screaming at you to bloody run, you idiot.
But he's emotional.
Anna comes over on your cell phone and says,
Just get out of there.
Mr. the Spear, I think you really should be going now. You're not doing too well.
Have you taken out PPI insurance? Not now.
I don't know. I don't know what that is. No one knows what that is.
Hi, we hear you've had an accident in the last 12 months.
12 seconds.
You're going to have to lose that dog. I don't think it's going to just let you get away.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to spend the hero point to modify the scene.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have it in your areas, but underneath a lot of my underpasses in my area, there is drainage.
Yep. Yeah.
So I want there to be one, and I want to make my way over there. I want
So
to
when
try
you
to
say drainage,
do the drainage pipes.
so I'll give you like access to the sewers. That's fine. I'll go that far.
Like a manhole cover, is that what you mean?
Well, not even a manhole cover, but like literally a divot in the ground that is like a cage into the sewer,
Yeah.
I know what he's saying, basically, like sort of runoff or whatever.
Storm drains?
Kind of. It's like, okay, look, I'll
I
say
mean, it would have to be a hurricane storm drain for the Spartan to fit in it, right?
well, so that's
the
the
ones
thing.
here.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I was getting into that. There is sewer access for the expenditure of your hero point, but you have to turn off your powers to fit.
Yeah, like I say, I'm pretty much done fighting.
All right.
That's
So
like it.
because you spent a hero point, it's also within your half move. You go into that sewer entrance, and right in front of you is Kent.
Oh.
And Kent grabs you by the shoulder, throws you behind him, and you don't see what he does, but you hear cement crumble behind you. And he, like, the whole tunnel fills with smoke, and then behind you there isn't an exit back into the street.
I owe you one.
Yeah, you fucking do. He reaches down and grabs you again, like, by your back, and you're not sure how. Like, you don't feel fingers grasp you, but you feel something against your skin, and then you're just, like, are lifted up, and he carries you like a puppy because you can't move to the sewer exit nearest to the firehouse. Does everybody else head to the firehouse? Everybody's muted, but I saw everyone nod and
Yes.
say yes. So,
Well, I mean, I don't know where I'm going, so you tell me.
Sydney!
You're going to a beautiful sunny meadow.
You're going to a whole new world, baby.
You recover pilotship of your own body.
What does that feel like?
It feels like, have you ever had a hand that's asleep? Only your whole body, and then like what it feels like as it slowly comes
Oh,
away.
pins and needles. Oh, wow.
Yeah. What it feels like as you like sort of sink back into your own body. You do that just as you are watching a blood tentacle coil underneath you to lower your fall. And you are in an alleyway. You think you might be near the firehouse, but you're not sure. Your blood is receding into your body, and you get a sensation of like satisfaction that comes out of your own blood. And sort of like exhaustion and like the sense that something is going to sleep in your body as the blood recedes into your wounds and lets down the tube with the girl in it.
Okay. So my wounds, are they like egregious? Like, what are they?
They're literally closing on your body. The blood is like seeping into the holes, and as it recedes, almost like ink, the wound recedes with it.
Does it like
It's-
knit back together or whatever?
It's almost like it being painted back in. Like, you don't see little cross stitches of skin rebuilding itself, but it's like you're being recolored with skin.
So it's not scarring. It's just.
No, it's just back to normal.
Okay. So I just sort of I do that thing where I lift up my shirt and I just sort of just pat myself down and I'm just like,
It's right about that time when you're patting yourself down that you hear like a metallic clang behind you, and there's like a piece of shrapnel the size of a bowling ball that just fell out of your back,
Ooh.
and like the wound is just closing up again.
Yeah, I touch the wound as it closes up, and I look behind me. I guess it's just sort of like a piece of the truck or something like that, maybe. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like a shape the size of a bowling ball? Holy fuck.
Only
That's
it's also like a jagged piece of metal.
Sydney, you're fucking disgusting.
You're a meat monster.
Yeah. Okay. With that in mind, I guess I just like my uniform, my firefighter's uniform, I guess, or my what do you call them, the on call but not
right off-duty fireman's uniform.
Yeah,
sure.
it's like it's in fucking tatters, I guess, and it's just covered in like excess blood. And
you don't even have one anymore, really.
Oh, I mean, I guess I'm like wearing like a neck piece, so like it's just sort of like coming like.
Exactly, it's like so in the American version, there's just enough there. It's like how is that clothing still there? But then like Japanese, you're just Terminator, like you're just like naked.
Dun 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 dun.
Okay.
Dun 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 dun.
Well, I guess I the first thing I do is I go over and check the pipe to see if the girl's okay.
So the apparatus has been completely destroyed by your rescue attempt. Like, she's basically in a crushed soda can. The glass that was over her is shattered and gone. Only you don't see like pieces of glass laying on top of her or anything. It's just fucking gone. And like the IV bag that was dripping into her, keeping her unconscious, is gone. All of the EKG equipment, all of that shit is gone. She is still bound by the crossbar bracers and still like affixed to the bed in the way that you might. No, in the way that you might restrain like a psych patient. Like she's still strapped to this bed, but she's unconscious and like all of this life support stuff is destroyed.
What do I remember about her like readouts?
They were all like normal for someone who is heavily sedated.
Did it mention anything in there about like the reason she was sedated? Like, was there any warnings for the medical professionals there as to like don't touch her blood or like, you know, don't.
All you saw was the readouts.
Okay.
So I'll remind you that across her straitjacket thing is NAWP. All the scientists had that on their name tags as well. NAWP. And the middle car of the convoy had NAWP on it as well.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just first thing I'll do is I will make sure that she's not connected to anything inside of the tube. Like maybe she's got like something in her back, maybe.
So yeah, as long as you unstrap her from the bed,
yeah,
there is the needle in her arm that the bracers used to be an interface for the IV drip.
Yeah.
That's still like part of the bracers, but the IV drip is gone, and there's nothing attaching her to the bed from her back.
Can I like remove the braces from the outside, or does it need a key?
As far as you can tell, it needs a key, and it's also like, maybe with your powers, obviously you just destroyed a fucking armored personnel carrier, but you can't control them. Yeah. So, like, you wouldn't be able to by hand take this off of her. In fact, you're a firefighter. You've used the jaws of life before. You like just because of the size of the jaws of life, you weren't even sure that you would be able to safely take these bracers off with those. If you had them, you have probably some at the fire department. I'll say you have some. Why not? You have some jaws of life back at the fire. But because she's a little girl and they're sized for a little girl, and the jaws of life are so big, you'd be very scared about going too far. It'd be a very delicate procedure at best.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess I just bring her back. Fireman carry, like, whatever.
Yep. Sure. To the firehouse.
Yeah, and if there's any medical records on this bed that is still there, I will take them with me too.
No, it was all electronic, and the whole thing has been destroyed. Okay. So it was like there was a computer monitor screen and like everything, and you just fucked it all up.
Okay. With that in mind, can I like push this in an alleyway or something like that? Is it?
You're
obvious?
in an alleyway.
Okay, so is it obvious? Like, is it behind a dumpster or something? Like, if someone's walking down the street, could they see this bed?
Yes, but side note, they probably wouldn't think it's anything special.
Okay, I just want to make sure that the floppies don't see it, and they're like, "Hey, we know that bed."
I mean, for all you know, there's a tracking device in it, but
I'm so glad I coined the term floppies.
Yeah. Mostly because I can't remember.
you did a very good job naming them.
That was brilliant.
So yeah, I'll just bring her. I'll try my best to bring her back to the firehouse without being noticed by like people on the street, if possible.
All right.
I don't know how far away I am. I mean, like Sydney would know how far away he is, but
So
I
after
don't.
all of this, it's just about sunset. You went to like an afternoon supply drop. That got fucked up. You got arrested. You gained allies. You set an ambush. You fought. It's almost sundown.
Yeah.
When everybody makes it back to the
Maybe
fire-
when everyone gets back, I've like replaced my clothing, obviously.
yeah, everyone
and
else
I'm
will be there
working-
slightly after you.
Yeah, I'm working on trying to get these braces off her when they come back, I guess.
And how are you doing?
The first thing would be like the
Wait,
jaws of
Jaws of Life. Jaws of Life. Surely you've got the Jaws of Life in the thing, right?
Yeah.
We just had a big conversation about how that'd probably be very dangerous.
So
like
what I'm trying to do is
8-year-old
like
girl-sized thing, Jaws of Life, trying to get it in between.
first things first. I wish to use my perception and my understanding of these because I saw them put them on me as to the locking mechanism. Because if it's just like a standard like clamp or whatever, then I could break those clamps with like heavy duty bolt cutters or something like that, which I assume would be in the firehouse.
So the way that it works is when they brought them over to you, the two bracers are open at the sides, so your arms slot into it and then clip. So the two bracers never separate from each other, but the bracers separate at the edges. And the way that they had a very like ka-chunk thing, you actually think that there's probably some like not only is there probably an interlocking mechanism, but there's probably like a magnet, like a really significant magnet involved. It's very high tech. I mean,
so
you get the impression they're built to restrain people that might have super strength. So,
so here's what I'm doing. The middle part that holds the arms together, I'm at least going to like cut that apart.
That'd be very difficult and delicate between the two little arms of an 8-year-old girl.
Well, I mean, I'd be using like the actual like tools designed to cut things like metal.
Yeah,
like cut people from car wrecks and things.
Yes, those tools are very large. So
in that case, I might even use a blowtorch to cut them.
All right. Well, you don't have time to set up any of that before everybody gets there anyway.
No, as I said, I'm setting up to do this. Like is she awake now? She probably isn't. Okay.
All right, everybody. You make it back to the firehouse. One of you being escorted by Kent, who you necessarily have to tell where you live because you're not going to make it there yourself. Kent drops you off at the firehouse and recedes back into the sewers. Post doing so, he tells you, for a summation of the day, I actually think you owe me one still, and leaves.
Fuck you, Ken.
God damn it, Kent.
Yeah,
You have my number.
Oh,
I mean, he did just save your life. Also, Anna has cut communications. She just, she said goodbye. Oh, it seems like you're all fine now, and I've heard that Kent is with you, so, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
when we sort of see Sydney there, I'm going to limp up to Sydney and say, "My name's Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you."
I turn around. I'm just like, where have you guys been?
We saved you.
I got shot a lot.
I wrestled with a big man.
It wasn't me.
Everyone
Everyone talks
looks
at
at
once.
Audrey
Yeah.
when she says that.
So
No. It was that general man. He was quite a silver fox, actually. But no. Yes. Who's that little? Is that a girl? Is that a kid? What?
Yeah, I look at her and I'm just like, so yeah, as it turns out, the government is kind of making people into guinea pigs. She was with me when I got arrested. So I just kind of...
What's her name?
I don't know. She's only ever been unconscious.
That's a very long name.
Oh, God. Well, okay, so we got to get her out of this... Are you trying to get... What... Okay, I'm going to sort of go up to the little girl and just sort of gently pat her on the face and be like, hello.
She's unconscious, like heavily sedated.
I'm still alive, just be like, ooh, and just like check her pulse and just be like, are you okay, little?
So actually, you know what? I go to Tiffany. I'm just like, Tiffany, do you think you could use your powers here to cut this apart? Like, just
Is it
down
like
the
a
middle.
normal manacle lock kind of deal?
No, it's
Very sophisticated.
it's very sophisticated. I'm pretty sure there's magnets.
So someone who's two-dimensional made out of paper can surely slip in between the two arms of an 8-year-old girl, unlike, say, the jaws of life.
Yeah.
I'll give it a try. Sure, I'll be like, I suppose.
So you sort of hesitantly do it, and like you're like, and it goes through like butter. The two sides of her arms like flop to her sides with a very audible kunk. And you can see where you sheared through it that it was thick metal.
That's handy. In that case, I'm going to very, very delicately try and cut through the actual things as well, like
Manacles.
incredibly delicately, so it doesn't quite touch your skin. So we can probably maybe wiggle the last bit free with just metal fatigue.
If you work on it for a little while, eventually,
Yeah.
without having to be, especially taking your time, you won't have to spend too much.
Yeah.
You won't have to roll. Is the point?
In fact, what I'll probably do is slide my other hand underneath, sort of like to create a barrier while I'm doing it.
There you go, because it's also two-dimensional.
Yeah.
Now you're thinking with portals. So you get the bracers off.
Oh, apparently I'm good with handcuffs then. Oh.
It's just about this time that the sun sets, and you guys are all sort of crowded around her. And I would like everyone to make a perception check.
Perception.
Can I also, if she's waking up, I would also like Stripe to be in the room and maybe like one of the first things she sees.
She is not waking up.
Okay, just.
Bum, bum, bum. 21.
18, 21,
Can I get a band-aid?
19. No, you.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna like get out the medical kit and take Spartan off to one side and try and dress all our wounds.
You've been shot a little bit more than him, even. Let's see. Perception. Dirk, I need a perception from you.
Oh my bad.
18. Okay, the only person who sees this is Aubrey. Aubrey,
Yes.
you're all sort of crowded around the little girl, wondering what the hell is going on. There's an old man with a cane sitting on a chair across the room watching you all.
How long has he been there?
You just noticed him.
How long has who been there?
What?
Yeah, like I think I'm gonna say that out loud.
Who? What?
You all turn, and there is an old man with a cane sitting in a chair watching you all.
Can
Who
I
are
help you,
man?
sir?
Hello, I see you found my granddaughter.
Yeah, the moment he says that, I'm just gonna like maybe stand in between them, I guess.
And that's where we're gonna cut to the end of the episode.
Is he going to almost any words original?
Sydney kidnapped this girl fair and square.
That makes her my granddaughter. Yeah, so let's do some shoutouts then, shall we? Starting off with the always lovely Fuzzy Freaks.
Oh God. Yes, I'm Fuzzy Freaks. I do fuzzy things. I just moved house. I've been away for a week, so I'm back, bitches. And yeah, lot stuff goings. It's 5 a.m. Hi. Yeah. Probably going to be playing No Man's Sky when it releases tomorrow on PC.
I'm so excited for that, and I hate everyone who hates the game just because they thought it was going to be something else.
It's exploration.
I know
like
exactly what
survival
it is.
exploration.
I'll just be very bored of it after about 10 hours, probably.
Don't you just hate it when other people don't like the same corporate product you like?
Well, I mean, it's fine to not like something, but they keep
Smash the state.
all of the criticisms
Fuck
are
the
like,
Patreon.
why isn't this Minecraft? Like, all the criticisms are, this isn't Minecraft. I wanted it to be Minecraft in space. It's not.
You know,
And,
they're
like,
adding, like, you can build space stations and shit in that game now.
Yeah, they're adding things, but like people are like it was billed as explore a quintillion random generated planets. Like fine with me. That's enough. And everyone else is mad that it's not mine. Whatever.
Anyway.
Like yeah.
Anyways,
Next person.
So yeah, speaking about quintillion planets, let's talk about the person who has the most planets, Mr. Peachy Pixel 8.
Don't
Pixie
stop that.
Pixie.
I've had to ban the word pixie in my chat because it gets fucking annoying.
Hey,
Anyway, my chat can be found at twitch.tv/PGPixelate. That's the number 8, not the letter 8. I also have a YouTube, which I'm starting to do proper edited videos for. So
Dun, dun, dun.
you should search that. PGPixelate. I'm there. I'm everywhere on one of my many quintillion planets with no pants, masturbating furiously in the dark, crying.
I've
Don't give me
shared a
that
flat with
segue.
him. This is a thing.
don't give me that segue.
Speaking about masturbating on a quintillion million planets, let's go over to
Whilst
Mr.
crying.
Mr. Masturbate himself, Mr. Nightmare. How you doing, sir?
Hello, everyone. Apparently, when I'm not streaming over on my channel, twitch.tv/nightmare, I'm masturbating furiously on multiple planets. You can see me mostly playing a lot of survival type games and a lot of World of Warcraft with the new Legion expansion coming out, which I honestly believe will revive this game.
Yeah, you think so? Is that good?
I am having more fun playing Legion than I have in like the last 9 years of Warcraft.
That's fucking fantastic. I love it when that shit happens.
Wow.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Stockholm
like-
syndrome.
That's like Dark Souls 3 for me. When Dark Souls 2 came out, I'm like, come on, guys. And then Dark Souls 3 came out, I'm like, all right.
They found what
Finally
they did right, and they brought it back.
Well, no, all they did was they brought the person who made the first one back, and he was like, this is how you make it. Come on, guys. Like, yeah. Anyway, speaking
That's me.
about the proper way to make things, let's talk to our resident maker in the game, Miss Kelsa. How you doing?
Hello. I guess I make things. I
Yeah.
did make things. I showed you things that I made.
Mm-hmm.
I also make content on the internet, which you can find if you follow me, twitch.tv/KelsaDelphi, or Twitter @Kelsa. Those are things that you can do to find me playing role-playing games, running role-playing games, being crazy, that sort of thing.
Okay. And finally, we have our resident game master, Mr. Dr. Father, Principal Record.
Professor, His Lordship, His Eminence, His Grace.
Nah, nothing like that. You have power over children, basically. That's where the
Well, that's the
line-
creepiest way you could. Anyway, hi everybody. I'm Dr. Wreckage. Remember when I said at the beginning I wasn't going to pimp myself because I would make you want to follow me? Yeah. If you like the game mastering, the stories, or any of the stuff that I just did, please follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is below Game Master on my thing there because Dave is really good at being a producer. If you like Magic the Gathering online, then follow my Twitter, or not my Twitter, my Twitch, which I've just posted a thing in the chat so you know that for Twitch. I play Magic the Gathering online. I'm also going to play No Man's Sky as soon as Dave is done playing it because I use his library. So
You scumbags.
I am so excited for Dave to be bored with that game so that I can play it nonstop.
Well, here's the caveat. I also have to not be playing anything else. So if I really want to piss Wreckage
Yeah.
off, I just leave a game on when I go to work, and he can't do shit. It's
Yeah,
great.
He's done that before. But when I really want to piss Dave off, I throw his character off a building. So, live and let live.
Oh, the Spartan's actually out and about. Look at that.
For those of you who weren't exactly keen on it, what happened this episode was that Dave's powers evolved. We spoke about it before the episode so that I knew what he wanted his power to evolve into. But since we knew at the end of last episode he was going to be arrested, we knew he was going to be in a situation to evolve his powers. That was unquestionable. Because he has the uncontrolled modifier on his powers and elected for the evolution not to be getting rid of that, instead it was even more uncontrolled than usual.
Mm-hmm.
His powers will continue to be uncontrolled from here on out, and we'll learn more about how they've changed as the game goes on. But that is how character progression works. He was in a situation that drove him to his limit.
Push
Then
it
he-
to the limit.
exploded in power, and now he's got new abilities, including regeneration, which he did not previously have.
Does he also have to now walk along the razor's edge?
No,
Walk
but he is in the
along
danger zone.
razor's edge.
So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Please come back, not next week, because unfortunately, we're not here next Thursday,
Let me do my thing.
but we'll be here.
I can sleep.
Yeah.
We'll be here the Thursday after that, though. And we're all very excited to find out why an old man literally seemingly appeared in your house and how he knows that you found his granddaughter.
So
I will try not to die.
thanks everyone for joining us. If you haven't already, consider hitting that follow button because I love you very much. And we had a lot of wiggle gifts in the chat tonight, and that made everything very, very fun for me because I enjoy the wiggles. Not the kids band, but like just wiggling in general.
He actually auditioned everyone from the show by watching their wiggles.
That's right. Yeah.
My wiggles are pretty good. I'm a trained wiggler.
Yeah.
I was crying the whole time.
Yeah. So
Yours was less of a wiggle and more of a truffle shuffle.
Wiggle for me, bitch.
anyway. Anyway.
Yours was less of a wiggle, more of a truffle shuffle. Let's be honest here.
So if you can also check out all the archives over on the YouTube channel or in the SoundCloud. Both of those links I'm just gonna poop right into the chat right now. Look at that.
Poop.
And so we had our very first episode of Iron Saddle yesterday, which was fucking fantastic. That was a very fun show to play. Basically, there's a robot that speaks like this. And it was very hard for me to do that for the entire game, but you know what? Fuck it, man. It works. Yeah, we've got 3 games now on Die Party. We've got Night City, which is a Cyberpunk 2020 adventure, which has Fuzzy and a couple of other people in there. That game is sexy as hell. Like, if you don't enjoy, like, just... To give you an idea, Fuzzy's character blew an NPC in the first episode she was in, so congratulations on that.
It was only to knock him unconscious, okay?
Yeah.
She's just...
Context is important for everything.
But yeah, there was definitely some my character blew a dude.
Yeah, but did he come?
He didn't get a chance. No,
No,
he just went.
Yeah,
Basically.
nanomachines. The second game is Iron Saddles, which is a Stars Without Number. Iron Saddle, sorry, there's no plural. I gotta stop doing that. Stars Without Number, Western space game, which means they all play as cowboys that came from a Tech 2 planet that have no idea about technology in space, and they literally going to space. So they're like, dealing with gravity for the first time and shooting revolvers at aliens. It's going to be sweet. It's going to be so good.
Do they aim to misbehave though?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's okay. Then.
And then there's Fulcrum, which is this game. So, you know what? That's all good.
You're here right now.
Oh, is it?
Speaking about next week, though, I will actually be over at Gamescom, meaning that all 3 of the games are going on a week's break. So if you are going to Gamescom, send me a
You
message.
lucky bastard.
I will
First of
gladly
all,
meet
I
up.
need you to touch Dave's beard and tell me its consistency.
Mad consistent.
Like trifle.
I guess sort of like a little bit wiry, but quite
Nah, it's soft as smooth.
Is it?
Yeah.
I need to. I'd like to know this as well, please. We need
Someone
product
touch Dave's
is-
beard and say,
Yeah.
Dr. Wreckage sent me.
Look at
Hey,
this.
hey, Dave,
Are
you-
you ready for
you
this
wait
shit? Are you ready for this shit? Check this shit out. Ready? Boom. Consistent, yeah?
Wow, that's pretty consistent. I need to know,
Yeah.
though. I need to know.
Dave, are you going to EGX?
No idea yet. No idea.
God damn it! I hope you go to EGX because then I can touch your beard.
Hey, look, you have a sex bot in your channel.
I absolutely do. Anyways,
It's me.
guys, thank you very much for hanging out. I appreciate all of you. And remember, if an old man appears in your house at the end of the day after you rescue a girl after using blood powers and your team doesn't rescue you at all, then maybe you should start questioning why you're still in Canada City. Good night, everyone.
And steal his granddaughter also.
Good night, everyone.
GG, peace.